Well, happy Friday, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. We get it. You're wet out there. You're moist. And you're just driving everyone crazy. Not you, San Diego. I'm over it officially. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain? Yes, every day in San Diego for the last 2 weeks, it feels like. And sick of it. I don't like being wet and moist at all. But we are still here. So welcome in, trying to get our heads right. I've been up since 1:30. Paulie's been up since like 2:30. It's our executive producer, Paul Reindl. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
I'm great. Tired. Ben Higgins, today on World Television Day, by the way. Happy World Television Day to our friendly neighborhood sports anchor.
I'm the opposite. I slept into the alarm and then hit the snooze into the second alarm this morning. Tough to get up on a Friday.
So I got up at like 1:30, was wide awake. I had a bad dream. I had a really, really bad dream. And I was freaked out. I couldn't go back to sleep. So I pulled up my phone, just started scrolling my phone, looking for anything to talk about or anything I missed, like a wild ending last night in the Troy USC game that I know we'll talk about.
Maybe that's why I slept so late, because I stayed up for the end of that game.
What time did that thing end?
About 10 p.m.
Oh, yeah. I was dead asleep.
And if you wonder, it was exactly like the Troy-San Diego State game 2 days ago. Exactly. Except it went triple overtime instead of double overtime.
Just an insane ending. Paulie showed it to me this morning. But I got up and I'm just scrolling my phone. So I flip over to Instagram. And it's got that feature where it says, like, hey, here's your friends. And Paulie had the green dot next to his name. And I'm like, oh, what are you doing awake?
Which is weird, because I didn't see that until like 3:30 or 4 o'clock. I don't think I was up that early.
It was green.
Somebody was on my account.
Megan. Megan. So I look, I'm like, what are you doing up? Has my executive producer developed a drug problem that I need to be aware of? Because there's no good reason, unless you're insane like me, that you would be up at that early. So I DM Paul. He did. He wrote me back in like an hour. He's like, I've been up since, 3 or whatever. It was terrible. But yeah, and then you walk outside and you're like, oh my God, more rain, just more cancellations of games, more reschedule. Now, when they reschedule all the games and cancellation, it all just, hey, we're going to do, so there's going to come a weekend where Hannah's like, Bo's got 4 games and a tournament, and he's got soccer, and Taylor's got 3 T-ball like, it's going to be insanity. So I'm really, really over it. Plus, my folks are in town, right? And I wanted them to be able to watch Bo play some baseball. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm sure all the fields are underwater. But we do have two flag football games tonight. 2. And they said in the email, rain, shine, no matter what is happening.
It's football.
You're playing.
Are out there.
Yep. And they're 7, right? So they are, they're going to play. Now, I think I've been twice demoted from the team. I was the defensive coordinator. I went out of town one weekend. I got demoted for a guy that doesn't wear shoes. And he was good. He knows his stuff way more than I do. But I had I pitched a bunch of shutouts. So then the head coach is out of town. He's like, the guy I was also going to have call the plays, he's also out of town. So now it's you. I'm literally like, the Kyle Hart.
You're probably the first coach in football history who ever started as defensive coordinator, was demoted, and then was promoted to offensive coordinator later in the same season.
Isn't that wild?
I doubt that's ever happened before.
I'm one of one. So I get to call the plays tonight. Our starting quarterback is out. That's his son. They're going to Las Vegas. And so that means my son is the starting quarterback. Now, this isn't daddy ball here. He's the backup quarterback. Tonight, he's the starter. So I got my kid as the starter, and I'm the offensive coordinator. I'm a nervous wreck. That's probably why I didn't sleep, if I'm being honest with you, sitting there thinking about plays and whatnot. But
feels like this may be a pivotal moment in your father-son relationship. Are you going to call the right plays that puts your son in a position to succeed, or will you leave him hung out to dry against the opposing team with the wrong play calls? He
does not like to be told anything by me. Hey, man, make sure you step into that throw. I got it. Ugh. I'm like, so I'm very nervous about it, how it goes. My dad's going to be there, of course. Maybe I should let my dad call. He was a football player. Take this thing and you go call the plays. I'll watch from the sideline. put your ass to work while you're here. You know what I mean? So wouldn't be the first time I've sloughed it off on my dad to handle. But yeah, man, we'll see how it goes tonight. So we got that. But other than that, man, yeah, trying to, I want to keep my parents entertained and the kids want to see them. And so it's been a lot. And this rain throws a monkey wrench into it.
He can be the Marty Schottenheimer to your Brian Schottenheimer.
Would he? Yes, he's the Marty and I'm the Brian. Yeah, so I will see. I'll definitely lean on him for some advice tonight. But yeah, we got a couple of games. I'm excited about it. Bo's excited about it. So that's all I care about. The coach goes, he emails me all his ideas. He's like, make sure you bring some towels so you can keep the ball dry. I'm like, all right, if it's dumping rain and I have a towel and I dry the ball off, then my towel's wet. How many towels do you think I should bring to keep running back and forth to the side? You know what I mean? 14 well,
towels.
There's 2 games, 8 quarters.
Bring a box to keep them
just a
dry.
big. All right, so I need to go find a big giant box of towels in a bin so that they don't get wet, and I'll just constantly run off and on. All right. Yeah, I want to make sure. This is what we talk about when we say our kids are a little spoiled. They'll be fine.
That seems like a team mom job. Is Hannah the team mom, or is there a team mom?
No, Hannah hates football. Hates football. Why is it a team mom job? Why not a team dad job? Paulie, hit him with it. I can't believe you guys both got misogyny bell rung on you this week, and I didn't. Not even once.
Well, let's just say, feels like it's not necessarily the offensive coordinator's job to bring the towels. Equipment manager.
You think because moms are better at cleaning?
I think it's more that they're better at preparing than we are.
It's very true. Very true. Oh, you've stepped in it. I'm sure my wife heard that, and now you are going to be on her list, and you don't want to be on her list. So yeah, we got that tonight. Looking forward to that. Walked in this morning. I got here early because I was up. Clicked open my email, and I went, oh, all right. Well, before I get out of here today, I'm going to have to cut a couple of new commercials for my beloved Sedano Ford. We're going to be out Thursday and Friday. And of course, next Friday is Black Friday. Auto dealer, you're going to sell it. So I'm looking at the copy. I go, okay, yeah, here's the prices, whatever, normal, standard Sedano Ford copy. And then something jumped off the page at me. And I told Paulie about it. So it says in it, endorsement recorded. Bring it. Lots of energy. And for November and Turkey Day. Paul gets a note here. Please add a music bed to this. No problem. Something compelling and that will drive people to shop Ford and Lincoln.
Ooh, you're asking a lot.
That's what
music bed.
So
right
that's
there.
what I said. And I said,
what does that mean?
So Paulie said, any ideas? I go, no. I said, it's just a music bed for commercial. I said, I don't know what's if I heard something, I would go, it's not like it's not going to hypnotize somebody. They're like, must go to Sedano Ford. So
music that makes you want to buy a Ford.
So I text Paulie. I go, Paulie, do your thing. So Paulie goes into Google. He just Googles it. And what did you come up with?
I just Googled. Let's see here. I said compelling music that will drive people to Sedano Ford and Lincoln. So it's compelling music for Sedano Ford and Lincoln would be a mix of classic car songs, modern driving anthems, and songs that evoke a sense
my
of
little
luxury.
Deuce Coupe.
You don't know
what I got. Right?
Consider Life is a Highway.
Okay, Life is a Highway. But so there's copyright issues with
you can't just
steal Tom Cochran's
or even Rascal Flatts
or anyway.
Perhaps On the Road Again by Willie Nelson.
On the road again, just can't wait to get in my Ford again. All right.
Mustang Sally.
That is a Ford.
Bet you want to slow that. You know what I think of when I think of Mustang Sally? I think of like a 70-year-old woman at a bar that you could still smoke at, singing karaoke. That's what I think of every time I hear that. Every time I've been to karaoke, there is some, hang on, all right, here she comes. You've been waiting all night. It's Gladys. Mustang Sally. And she's dancing in her leather jacket with a Pall Mall in her mouth. Think you gotta slow that Mustang
You're really
down.
giving this a lot of fun.
I did, dude. Because it drove me crazy. Mustang Sally. I hate that song. I hate it just because of the karaoke, dude. Just because of the karaoke. Is that it? Those three?
Those were the main ones.
All right.
Hot Rod Lincoln, Asleep at the Wheel, River.
I don't know those ones.
I don't know any of those songs. Yeah. I guess we'll just stick with Mustang Sally.
Eric says, I think of a stripper pole and a nightclub for Mustang Sally. If I went to a gentleman's establishment and there was a female dancing to Mustang Sally, I'm leaving. I'm not. She doesn't get $1. Mustang Sally.
Mustang Sally.
She's spinning on the pole.
Like, never mind.
I'm out of here. I'm on. Oh, are we doing karaoke? What are we doing? I thought this was a strip club. So my part's easy. I just got to read the copy. Paulie's the one that has to turn into John Williams or something and like come up with some music that's going to drive people. Must go to Sedano Ford.
I assume that there are advertising executives who've actually put a lot of thought into
No question.
the kind of music that's going to make people buy something they want them to buy. The Don Drapers of the world. And
I ain't
this,
an ad
like,
executive.
Paulie's a
focus
producer.
groups, and like they put them in a room and they go, how does this song make you feel about canned corn? And
Right.
like, what are we going to use?
I got in radio, so I don't have to.
We
think
have
like that.
no idea
You have
what
no idea.
music's going to make you want to buy a Ford or sign up for sdfatloss.com.
Yep.
Or, enjoy some eco water. No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. So, Paulie, just do your best, man. Just do your best. I'll do my best. That's really all we can do.
I'm
But-
super excited to figure it out all out on a Friday.
But
Yeah,
make
on a
it-
Friday.
Make it royalty free, so
Yeah.
no one actually has heard of the song that you've been using, because we're not going to pay for any of
Correct.
the actual songs that were
Oh, here we
suggested.
go. Luke Bryan has a song called "My Old Bronco."
I bet it's awesome, too. I bet it
I bet it's
really
fantastic.
Hey, my old Bronco. I bet it's just the
I bet I'm
worst
gonna
thing.
Find it right now.
Speaking of that genre, I know you guys saw the picture that surfaced yesterday. I know you did because you sent it to me of Jelly Roll, who is now, he shaved his beard. And now I look even more like Jelly Roll than I did before. Is this the Luke Bryan song?
Ain't letting me down yet. It's a cut out picture of the 70s when everything felt so free. It's yellow and a little bit of rust, looking good for 42 years young. 10
Doesn't even
sets of
rhyme.
tires, 100 bonfires.
That is,
Sorry, I had to hear it, so you had to hear it.
yeah, that's fair.
That's one of those things.
That's fair. So Jelly Roll shaved his beard off, Ben.
I see this.
Well, this is
and
like news, right? So he's had this beard for over a decade. And I know I always complain about Jelly Roll, and I'm always the one that brings up Jelly Roll, but Jelly Roll invades my soul since I dressed up like him for Halloween.
he doesn't look like Jelly Roll anymore.
No, he looks like me. He looks like Stephen Wood's radio host with tattoos and a backwards hat.
Woodsy roll.
Yeah, Woodsy Roll. Jelly Woods.
You have more of a beard than he does.
I have
now.
way more of a beard than he does. I got sent it yes.
I am not okay.
I just got I sent it.
Oh my!
Yeah, it was sent to
God.
me like 5 times yesterday.
Are we sure that's actually him? It just doesn't even look like him at all to me.
Well, I think the tattoos give it away.
Well, yes, but I mean, you could AI the tattoos on someone's face. He doesn't even look like him anymore.
it's crazy the difference. Well, I wonder why you do that. Because you haven't been in the news for 15 minutes and you need something. Because that dude is everywhere. He is everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it was.
Now, you don't like the comparison.
Who
He's 10
Who
years
on-
younger than you
who
are.
on the planet would be like, hell yeah, everybody says I look like Jelly Roll.
You look like a man 10 years younger than the 50 that you are. That's a compliment. It's a compliment.
It doesn't feel like a compliment. It doesn't. It does not. When somebody says, hey, man, you really resemble Jelly Roll, it doesn't make me happy. It makes me sad.
Goose makes a good point. Jelly Roll lost a bunch of weight, probably got a jawline now. The
Mhm.
beard was simply to
Holding him
hide.
back.
It was to hide the extra chin
The
that
gullet.
he had, and now he doesn't have it. He wants to show off his hard work.
Sucks. He's going to do a morning show next. I'm almost positive. But anyway, so I saw that came across. Thank you for everyone that sent it to me yesterday. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Made me feel great.
Petey Pablo says, Woodsy, you look so much better.
thank you,
You had
Petey.
another doppelganger. He's not a celebrity. This was maybe a week or two ago.
I remember.
Some guy in like Philadelphia.
Now that guy did look
It
like
scared
you.
me to
was
death, dude.
like stealing a
Stealing
kid's
a bike.
bicycle.
Yeah.
He was trying to break the lock.
Yeah,
and
that
some
was me.
guys filming him. It got sent to me 10 times.
Yeah.
Like, yo, is this Woodsy? Yo, is this Woodsy? And I didn't see it at first, and then I watched it again.
It scared me to
I'm like,
death when I
wait.
saw it.
Okay, maybe. And then I watched it like a third time. I'm like, oh my god,
Go look up Philly man steals bike.
you'll see it.
And the guy, when he turns, I went, ah! I was like, oh my god! I was like, we just went to Philly, but I don't remember stealing anybody's bike. It was horrific. It was horrific. Well, so that was newsworthy, I thought, for Foreplay this morning. We will have the 5 Randy Newman songs, the best Randy Newman songs to make love to, because I promised you that yesterday when we were getting off the air. Maybe we can do that at 8. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that. Another funny internet meme that I saw going around. But is an apology in order, Ben?
No,
from me to
you.
you.
You don't need to apologize. But
I feel like I do.
after the show yesterday, Woods texted me, not the group thread, but just me personally.
Solo.
And you said, well, let me see exactly what you texted me because it spun me out a little bit. Said, you good? Question mark.
That's it.
Seemed a little down today.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. You good? You seem a little
And-
down today. I'm checking on my guy.
And I didn't think that I was down until you told me that. And then I started thinking about, well, am I
down?
Am I down? Why would I be down? What is Woodsy seeing that I don't even realize myself? And normally I won't overthink such things. And
You're
I'll just
not an
dismiss them.
overthinker.
I'm not an overthinker.
And I
just-
believed you when you said you were just tired.
And I just said, no, probably just a little, end of the long week and probably just a little tired. But then I started kind of turning it over in my mind. Like, did Woods catch on to something that even I have not noticed about myself?
And once you brought it up this morning, I knew exactly what it was.
And I realized that you were probably noticing my discomfort when we talked yesterday about Christmas gift giving. And
Yes.
you would ask the question, has anyone started their Christmas shopping?
Yeah, that was just a simple, like, has anyone started? Because I had been Googling vacuum cleaners for my wife, per her request, mind you. Okay.
And as I thought about it, I quickly said, no, of course not. It's not even Thanksgiving yet.
Yeah.
I'm a procrastinator when it comes to gifts. And I'm not a procrastinator about anything else.
Nope.
But I am very much a procrastinator when it comes to Christmas shopping. And I talked about, wandering around the mall. It's one of my least favorite things to do, both receive and give gifts. I never feel like I make anybody happy with the gifts that I give them. I never feel like I succeed in that. It's one of the things in life that I feel like a major failure at. So when Christmas season comes around and I start thinking about the idea of having to go shopping, it doesn't make me happy.
I noticed you were very uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, why is he so uncomfortable in this segment? And then I feel like, because it was the first segment of the day, I feel like I spun this dude out for 4 hours just by asking, have you guys started your Christmas shopping yet? And I noticed him in the open. I could, you do this with each other for a long time. You can read cues. And I noticed him kind of literally kind of cocooning, pulling away a little bit. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, let's just have some fun with this. But it was not fun for you.
It was not fun for me.
And I didn't know that.
It became stressful just thinking about
And so the rest of the
going
day,
shopping. Which is, a lot of people enjoy going shopping. I do not. I've never really enjoyed the process of it. I like giving gifts to people. But I just feel like I always disappoint and I can never get the right gift for someone.
all right. So I'll make it real simple for you this year, for me and Paulie. $1,000 cash each. No big deal.
See, I've always told that's a bad gift.
Everyone tells me that's a
terrible
told you.
gift.
It is, but like
That's a
if that's all
terrible
you
gift.
got,
I love you and I don't want you to be in pain. So $1,000 cash to me and $1,000 to Paulie in a band. 20s, 50s.
honestly, like I got Venmo. If that's takes one less thing off of your plate, Ben, you can just do Venmo instead.
Can you send 1,000? Yeah, you can. You can send
so.
1,000. All right. 1,000. Now Venmo's been compromised a lot. I don't want to stress you out about having to go to the bank.
know,
You already
that's
have
what
a
I'm
lot to
thinking.
do. Yeah, Venmo, PayPal, it's fine.
Personal check.
Personal check.
One.
If you have a personal check, I'll take a personal check. I trust you.
Zelle.
So Zelle, $1,000 each. Me and Paul. I want the band though, Paulie. I want to say 1,000 on top. I want the thick stack.
When
of
I
cash.
went to a bank to get Ben's $150 in singles,
yes,
that we got him for his birthday.
Yeah,
to use wherever
you want,
wherever
you want.
Walking out of there, even though there were ones, they were banded together.
Fat stack.
2 fat stacks.
So I
was
should
like,
just get
whoa.
$1,850 more in singles,
Yeah.
combine them with the 150 I have,
Correct.
and split them among the two of you.
Yeah, re-gift us our
I
150.
feel like I'm coming out on the short end of that stick now.
Well, I think most of that money will be spent on you anyway. Okay, so, but I'm trying to take stuff off your plate here. So $1,000 cash, then you're in the clear. You don't have to worry about anything else. Because trust me, I'm sweating it too. I'm sweating it with my wife. I'm sweating it with you guys.
You talked about that, how Hannah will react and go, I don't like this.
Not cool.
And that gave me a panicky feeling. Like the idea of giving a gift to someone and they just react that they don't like it makes me feel nauseous.
You should have seen when I was courting her. I was I literally, no joke, when I was trying to, bed her, and I met her, I was like, this is love at first sight. I remember, I thought I was so cool, you guys. So I knew her brother was a country singer.
Mm-hmm.
So I write her in the DMs, this is maybe 2 days after we met. I go, hey, no big deal. By the way, I can get a Stagecoach tickets. And she's like, I'm good. I'll pass. I was like, "Ugh." And I remember the story she told me when she went out on the date with the former Padres pitcher, Robbie Erlin. And he said to her, hey, what did he say? He said, do you want to go to SeaWorld? She goes, no, thanks. I've been before. She's just she just tells it like it is. She's not going to BS you. And I remember being like, do you know how hard it is to get these Stagecoach tickets? And I can get us a pair. She goes, yeah, no, thanks. I'm not interested.
I see a lot of people in the chat saying, everyone likes cash or gift cards, which is true. But at the same time, if we're all just giving each other cash,
just keep your cash.
Christmas, what's the point?
I mean,
you're right.
I guess I would say, what was ever the point?
Yeah.
They were just.
What's the point of ever giving anyone
at the
anything?
End, I gave out $700 in cash and I took in $680.
Yeah, I'm down
in cash
20.
and gifts. I'm down 20. Yeah. Merry Christmas. There's your holiday.
It's like the mafia weddings. They all go to each other and the big stacks of envelopes. They're here, and then let's just save this and give it back to them for the next wedding. I bet you they're all just recycled envelopes of cash.
Exactly. It's like, what's the point of that?
Well, listen, I'm very, very sorry that I spun you out for the whole day. I love you, and again, I just want to make it easy on you. So, Paulie and I'll be looking for that 1,000. Just whenever. You send it early, you can send it late. We'll be looking for that 1,000. And I'm sorry, we're gonna need some sentimental gifts. I do apologize.
I know you will. I know you will.
I don't want something that's so good. I don't even know that I want it.
Yes, that's what I need you to dazzle me. I want to be dazzled.
Okay, but you know what I want for Christmas?
What?
I want you to give me the best acting job that you love my present that you've ever given anybody before.
You can.
That's what I want.
You can count on it.
Convince me.
You dazzle me, and then I'll dazzle you back.
Convince me.
My greatest hits foreigner record is still one of
elite.
the best ones on my shelf.
It's an elite.
It's so good.
Those sunglasses you regifted me from a golf tournament. I mean, I hate them. They just sit in my drawer, but I'll never wear them.
Ben, the stack of playing cards that you got me last year of tropical beauties or something.
That's elite.
I laugh at it every time I walk by and see
it's
it.
elite. It's an absolutely elite gift.
Are we ready to get started here on a Friday?
Yes.
All right, we'll set the menu for the program. Coming up next, we will talk a little bit of Padres in our next segment. Our new manager made a media appearance yesterday.
Sure did.
We can break down a little bit of what he said coming up with Ben and Woods, getting started today on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods, music free.
Music free, but I hope that my voice and my voice alone can compel you to head on down to Sedano, Ford, and Lincoln. They are sharing the Thanksgiving love. So grateful for you. They are rolling out all these jaw-dropping Black Friday savings all November long, deals you won't find anywhere else. How about this? Lease a powerful 2025 Ford F-150, just $395 a month. If you're ready for an adventure, snag the 2025 Ford Bronco Big Ben, just $275 a month. And if it's an electric vehicle you crave, the Ford Mach-E is yours for just $258 a month. And for a holiday to remember, glide into a stunning 2025 Lincoln Corsair Hybrid, just $337 a month. Sedano Ford and Lincoln, your proud local and veteran-owned dealer. Thank you for choosing them over every other dealer in town. These exclusive offers will not last forever, so go to SedanoFord.com today. Lock in your deal. Restrictions apply. Don't wait another second. Don't forget to tell them Woodsy sent you. Hurry on down to Sedano Ford and Lincoln. Visit SedanoFord.com for all details.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
What did new Padres manager Craig Stammen say to Buster Olney on the Baseball Tonight podcast? Not a ton, but we do have some clips for you. And
Indeed.
maybe some interesting comments more about the relationship between Stammen and Manny Machado. He elaborated on that a little bit.
I was blown away, by the way.
I was surprised by that.
I was.
Also, he talked about Fernando Tatis Jr. and perhaps getting even more out of the guy he says is a generational talent. We'll play some of that for you coming up here before the top of the hour. Also coming up on the program this morning, we can talk a little football. Week 11 is underway after last night's game. Buffalo at Houston, kind of called that one. Nice win for the Houston Texans. We will have Darren Smith joining us at 7:35. I saw him yesterday. Went out to SDFC practice at their Sharp Healthcare Performance Center down at Singing Hills. Good news, by the way. Mikey Varas, when asked about the health of both Chucky Lozano and Anders Dreyer, was very terse when he was said, are those guys available? Yes.
Ooh, okay. Wait, what was wrong with Anders Dreyer?
He was sick. They kept him out of the Denmark international game over the weekend.
Know that. Okay.
Due to illness.
Got
Now,
it.
you were hoping like, okay, you got a week. Hopefully it's just, if you're just sick, you'll be good by then. He trained yesterday, but so did Chucky, who had a hamstring injury and was kept out of Mexico's last game as well. That was certainly more of a concern. Now, wouldn't commit to, whether Chucky would start or come in and probably as a sub
He
for
never-
Amal
he never
Pellegrino.
does,
He
yeah.
hasn't been lately. He did not elaborate. And, Mikey's pretty forthcoming, but he was very one-word answer. Are they available? Yes.
No, did anyone follow up? There's nothing really to follow up.
Not
on.
really.
Because it's like it shuts it down. You can't be like, oh, so you said they're available. How is their health? It's good.
Yes, they're good.
It's great.
Yes. They're available.
They're available.
Which is good. I thought perhaps that he was, smoke screening for Minnesota, the opponent, like, well, make them prepare for your stars,
Maybe.
not knowing if they're ready. But Darren said, no, they were look fine out in training. He was there early and saw them practicing, and everything seemed like it was normal and good to go. So should be a fairly full-strength SDFC squad for Monday's playoff game. We'll talk with Darren Smith about it coming up at 7:35 this morning. I'll guess on Bennett Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Regular features coming up, including Don't Do This, Take on Woods, our biggest fan announcement, our super sexy Saturday Stinkfist college football schedule, and our Reindl Report in our 9 o'clock hour. We'll get to all of that coming up, but let's start with the San Diego Padres and new manager Craig Stammen and some of the comments that he made with Buster Olney on the Baseball Tonight podcast yesterday. I listened to it on my way home from work. It was about a 15-minute interview, I'd say. There wasn't a ton of revelatory, big news-making comments from Craig Stammen, but I think both of us were at least enlightened by some of the details that he provided about his relationship with Manny Machado, and we will play those for you right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety and Caltrans. So when I tell you to take it extra carefully on our wet roadways, guys, I'm not playing. Yeah, we've got several accidents got to talk about now. Northbound side of the 5, right before J Street. Spin out in the center divide. Yes, spin out being the buzzword this morning. We also have a crash on northbound 163 near Genesee. Vehicle hit the center divide. Southbound 15, right before Mira Mesa Boulevard, accident blocking the HOV lane. We also have a crash involving a semi, North 5 coastline before the Aliso Creek Rest area. This big rig went off the roadway over to the right shoulder.
My mom, Linda, works for Caltrans. On the freeway, right next to speeding cars. Please be careful. Flashing lights need move over. Brought to you by the kids of Caltrans.
So Buster Olney and Craig Stammen went over some familiar territory, talked about how AJ kind of talked him into interviewing for the job and groomed him basically for the job from the time he was a relief pitcher. Often
word that you can't say anymore, but it is actually the right word, but you can't really say it.
It was he planted the seed, let's say,
right?
Early, like during Craig
That's
Stammen's
also
playing
a weird
career.
way to put it.
Yes,
That, he planted his seed in Craig Stammen.
It's clear that AJ Preller wanted Craig Stammen thinking about managing from a very early stage in his San Diego Padres career, from a player to a front office assistant. He was always like, what would you do in this situation if you were the manager? Or if you were the manager, maybe you would think about doing it this way. Like, they had a lot of conversations like that.
Yep.
And Craig pretty much said, yeah, and for me, it kind of went in one ear, out the other.
Sure.
I didn't really ever picture myself seriously as the manager of the San Diego Padres for whatever reason. But as he explained at his news conference that we went to a couple of weeks ago, AJ very much said, no, I'm very serious about this and think you would be an excellent candidate for the job. And if you would be willing to consider it and talk to your family about it, we would like you to sit down and be not just a candidate, but we feel like one of the top candidates for the job.
Yeah, for sure. I think the other interesting thing before we get to the Manny and Tatis stuff was they obviously asked him about the lack of former pitchers being managers, and they ripped off the 5 names of guys that have done it: John Farrell, Roger Craig, Bud Black, whatever. It's just it just hasn't happened. I thought it was an astute point by Craig. He goes, yeah, sure, thought about it. He said, but if you look around baseball right now, you got a lot of teams that are giving former pitchers even more responsibility by placing them in the president of baseball operations, the Craig Breslows of the world, Chris Young, right? Like, former pitchers entrusting their entire scene to pitchers. Pitchers are smart for the most part. They're smart dudes. They, especially, like, I always think about, I could sell myself on anything, but I think about Craig Stammen and all the times you're just sitting in that bullpen and you're engaged in the game and you're going, what's this move? Why him? And I loved when he talked about the incident with Davey Johnson.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. He didn't necessarily say Davey wasn't using him the right way, but he said, I just hadn't, I needed to pitch multiple days. I'm a sinker guy. And when my arm's a little beat, I actually need to be throwing. So after a game, I tell the bullpen coach, I need 15 off the mound. The guy's like, great. Davey Johnson sees it, flips out on him. So, what are you doing? You think I'm not using you the right way? And he's like, no. Like, so he talks about some of the guys that he came up under, the guys that he's going to be able to lean on. Still don't know if he's going to be able to be a great manager. I think it's player dependent, obviously, but certainly is saying a lot of the right stuff.
But he made the point that, while pitchers always have the knowledge necessary probably to be manager, the question mark is always, can you develop meaningful relationships with position players?
Yeah.
Especially when you're out in the bullpen. Like, a lot of bullpen guys are lone wolves. They march to the beat of their own drummer.
They're a
clique
gang.
at the very most. They're a clique with their other bullpen guys.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a couple of starters, but there's not a lot of crossover. They hang out on their side of the clubhouse. Position players are over on their other side of the clubhouse, which kind of precludes the idea of a pitcher, especially a relief pitcher, being a successful manager. But as we remember with Craig Stammen in his career with the Padres, that wasn't really the case.
Yeah.
He interacted with all the players. And he talked specifically when asked about his interactions and relationships with Manny Machado. Buster asked him, Manny, obviously key relationship for a team leader, best player, all-star, whatever, and he asked him about it. And here's what Craig had to say.
So another thing you'd hear from people too is if you're going to manage the Padres, there needs to be some a foundation of a relationship with Manny Machado, in particular, being the veteran guy on that team. Fernando Tatis Jr. From what I understand, you have a strong relationship with both guys. Can you just sort of explain your history with those guys and what you see in them?
Yeah, I played with them, both those two guys, for 3 or 4 years, and in the clubhouse with them. Me and Manny played cards on every single plane flight the years that we played together. And so you build a relationship with them, not only as like teammates, but build a relationship with them and doing other things besides baseball. And our families have become connected. Yaine, his wife, and my wife are good friends, and our relationship goes beyond baseball, and hopefully it becomes something that we both enjoy, that manager star player relationship where we can take each other to a place, maybe we couldn't go separately. And then Tatis is a generational player, someone that, like, when I was pitching, he made plays behind me. I just in awe of the things he could do. And so having that respect for him and having seen him at his best, I think allows me to, hopefully push him to be at his best and not take, some of the days where he's just like, maybe I'm going to take a day off today, but push him to be the best that he can be, be that MVP caliber player that we all think he could be.
Did he step in it a little bit there?
Maybe.
Yeah. I thought when I heard it, I went, oh, maybe I'll take a day off. I mean, Fernando played a lot of games last year. The body language experts were out in droves last year. Body language.
I mean, clearly Fernando had a couple of massive slumps, especially at the plate.
Yeah.
Where, he didn't look like he was happy at all about how things were going. I don't know that you want to accuse a guy of taking days off when they're out there and they're just struggling. But, in that sense, I think we all know that Fernando wasn't always at his best the whole year. I don't think he's revealing any deep, dark secrets about the San Diego Padres. He also called him a generational talent and the team's best player, essentially. So it wasn't an insult fest by Craig Stammen, but I was a little concerned when I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I think he stepped in it just a little bit, but again, it didn't make me go, oh God, there's unrest. The guy played last year. Played in 155 games last year, so not a lot of days off. Now 102 the year before, 141.
And I think half of those days off were in the last week of the season after they had already clinched.
So Fernando's not a guy you have to worry about. I mean, I love that too about Fernando, and I know he didn't have his best offensive year ever. So I do like the idea of pushing him a little bit more. And again, the fact that there's a relationship between those guys hopefully allows him to push both of those dudes. But, again, people like to bloviate about the manager's role.
I guess my question is, what do you want Fernando pushed to do?
Yeah, you can't just say
he's a platinum glove defender,
right?
Which means you can't push him any further. He's the best defensive player in baseball, which defense is certainly even more of an indicator of
checked in,
locked in, efforts.
First thing to go, dude.
Hustle, focus is defense. Offense is much less related to those things. You can struggle offensively despite being completely locked in, prepared, do all your homework, look at all the video of the pitchers,
and then you don't get the results, and then you get bummed out.
And then you get bummed out
a million times.
Right.
So pushing him, can have a lot of different looks. Like you may have to push him to work less sometimes, don't spend so much time in the cages. Just rely on your instincts and your natural talent sometimes. We don't know what that looks like, but when, Fernando wins a platinum glove, when he does what he does on the base paths, that tells me the effort, the energy, the focus, the preparation, those are all clearly there for Fernando Tatis Jr. And anyone who tries to tell you otherwise, because they don't like his body language, you need to check yourself on Fernando Tatis Jr.
Well, the other thing too is a lot of these guys, and you see it in a lot of sports, you can't win. Francisco Lindor is another name that comes to mind. He's such a great player, elite talent for the New York Mets. And I can recall when he was really scuffling last year. He's a smiley guy. He would smile. he would smile his way through it, and Met fans wanted to kill him. Oh, is this funny? Is this 0 for 19 funny? Is this whatever? Is that funny? I don't know what fans want. And if you worry about what fans want, I don't think you can be at your best. You really can't. Like, you have to be yourself. Craig Stammen, all I ask of him as the manager is let these dudes, like I told him on our first interview, you have to let the big dogs eat, right? And Fernando's a big dog. Let him eat. Jackson Merrill's a big dog. Let him eat. Manny Machado. Let those guys eat and do what they do. I'm not saying stay out of their way, but like let them do what they do. Don't try to change them. Don't try to make them into different players. Let them be who they are. And I think that would go a long way with those dudes. And you know what, man? Like, I've never had a problem with Fernando hanging his head because striking out sucks. Not coming through sucks. People would have flipped their wig on him, Ben, if he struck out and was like, I don't care. Smiling. And that's the perception you have of like, oh, he's smiling. He doesn't care. What do you want? Like, does he need to beat up the cooler after every 0 for 8? Who does that make feel better? It makes you feel better. Oh, he really, really cares. But the guy, like you said, he went out and won a platinum glove last year. That tells me, man, he wasn't bringing any of those struggles into the field at all. And that's like the first place it goes. You strike out, you ground out, you hit into a double play, and you go out to right field, and then you're really, really bummed. See it all the time.
The Andrew Jones story.
The Andrew Jones story.
Pulled out of center field.
Yeah. So I think, look, this is a tough place to manage for anybody, a veteran, but a guy that at least the thing I make myself feel better about is like, at least he knows these cats and has played with these cats and they know that he's done it at that level and they played behind him. Now that's a win for me. Now we'll see how it shakes out, but I don't know.
The revelation about playing cards with Manny on every single plane flight, I found interesting. Now I
found that so interesting.
I've never played cards with big leaguers on a plane, but I've got to imagine that you can't have that big of a group. It's a plane. It's probably like 4 or 5 people at most who are playing these card games.
But we heard about these
and the fact that he was
card games.
The fact that he was always part of it is significant because I'd imagine, you had a couple other people rotating in, but he and Manny were always part of that gang that clearly were, leaders of that team and in that clubhouse. Like you went to Manny or Craig Stammen, those were the guys that kind of were the organizers of activity that were, very much the center of clubhouse life for the San Diego Padres.
So my first question to Manny at spring training is who's up? Because I've heard these aren't quarter buy-ins. We're not doing dime blinds here. Double the blinds for 20 cents. That's what I've heard at least. Like this gets pretty serious. So like who's up? Who's got the plus in front of their name right now?
Well, if Craig Stammen did too poorly, he wouldn't have been able to stay in those.
Dude, because Manny made a ton of money. Craig Stammen made like good money, but he didn't make Manny
money.
He didn't make Manny money.
So I thought that was interesting. And then one thing that I did not realize, and Paulie, if you can pull back the still shot of the podcast for our YouTube stream, because I listened to it, but I didn't watch it. It looks as though Craig is doing his half of the interview from, I would think, like a home office, looked like perhaps. Did you see what was on the wall behind him? Thought was kind of significant. He had a framed picture of Peter Seidler.
Yeah, I saw
on the wall with the quote, and I could not read the quote.
It was.
I thought it was at the parade in San Diego.
One
quote.
day soon, the baseball gods.
That's what I thought as well. And I don't know if I want to read too much into that, but you put that up in your own office, in your own room. To me, I liked to see that from Craig Stammen, that he's got that connection, with Peter Seidler that so many fans feel as well.
Sure.
And that's important to him. Peter's message and his legacy, which, there's the Seidler brothers are selling the team, but that doesn't mean that Peter's legacy goes away.
I said that the day that they announced
we
it.
get to carry that on, and look at Craig Stammen back there carrying that on. Even if the Seidlers are gone, that's important enough to Craig Stammen to put that up in his office.
Is that a home office, you think, or is that a
could be either
Petco?
way, but I'm not sure. Could be at Petco, could be at home. Looks more home, but I have no idea.
Yeah. No,
maybe the roof looks more office-y than homey.
Look, all this is fodder, right? It's just fodder until March 26th against Tarek Skubal. That's really what it is. I don't care about how he does in spring training. I don't care about anything until March 26th against Tarek Skubal. at Petco Park. That's the only thing that matters for Craig Stammen, and he'll have a chance to develop those relationships from now until then, develop new ones with some of the guys that he didn't play with. I'm interested to see how it shakes out. I can't sit in here and say, oh, these guys gangbusters, 100 wins. I'd be a fool to say that. A fool. So we'll see.
1 year soon, the baseball gods will smile on the San Diego Padres, and we will have a parade.
Any day now. I'm ready, Pete.
Love to see it. We'll come back. San Diego State played the wildest game of the year in college basketball until last night when Troy did it again. Tell you about it next. Feel bad for San Diego State basketball fans. It's been a tough week. The loss to Troy on Tuesday. And then yesterday, my buddy Steve, who I work with at Channel 10. No, Steve Liu.
You have another?
He's our design director. I know a lot of Steves. He said, well, maybe Troy will run USC out of the building by 40. And I laughed. And I go, good luck. They're playing their fourth game in 6 days in Southern California. They just played a double overtime game at Viejas Arena. They're going to run out of gas and probably get bodied by USC, which is just going to make San Diego State's loss look even worse on Tuesday night. And then I wasn't even watching early in the game, but I saw the halftime score was tied 29-29, just like the Aztecs score against Troy was tied at half. And then I checked in a little bit later, and it was close near the end. So I flipped it on Big Ten Network, and I saw that USC was up 3 with less than 20 seconds remaining. Troy has the ball. USC doesn't foul. You can do the old foul, put them on the free throw line for 2 shots, but you don't let them get a 3 off to try to tie the game. They didn't. Troy hit the 3, forced overtime again. So right back to overtime, where they play the first overtime. It's back and forth. It's like the San Diego State game. It's tense. Comes down to it. The 2 Troy players foul out, and they force double overtime. So for the second straight game, Troy is going double overtime against a team in Southern California that's fringe top 25, expected to make the NCAA tournament. This is an unbelievable week for the Trojans. The Trojans playing the Trojans, by the way, last night at the Galen Center.
The rubber match.
Go to double overtime once again. Didn't get it at the first. Didn't get it at first.
That is the best I'm going to be able to do. Maybe for the rest of the year.
That was terrific.
That's it for me.
That was well done.
Thank you.
Go to double overtime. Yeah, former San Diego State player Chad Baker-Mazara, who went to community college for a year, went to Auburn.
Yeah.
NIL money, came to USC for his last season. He is making everything. He's got a career high 30.
Wow.
But Troy once again manages to come back, tie it up. They hold off a shot at the buzzer, and we are going to triple overtime. They are playing their 5th overtime in a span of 3 days against USC.
That's an extra ass game. And then some.
It is wild. This is as wild as the San Diego State game, except now it's going to triple overtime. In triple overtime, remember the redhead, Campbell, the kid for Troy. He goes off. 3-pointer, 3-point play. He is absolutely hitting everything. Troy goes up by 6. They've got this. They've got USC dead. And then they commit what's called a flagrant foul first it's a breakaway. The guy barely brushed him in the back, but he missed it. And, he was in the air. So they called it a flagrant. So it's 2 shots in the ball. And then they have the lead and they get an inbound pass. The guy just slips with the ball, turns it over, turns into a Baker-Mazara 3, makes it a 1-point game. And it's coming down to the wire. They make a free throw. So Troy is up 2. USC's got the ball. They don't score. Do we have the audio of this, Paulie? If you can find the final call.
It's bananas.
So Troy plays defense. They try to stop him. They do. They get the rebound. 4 seconds left. And he's got an outlet pass, across midcourt. He sees a guy. I throw it. I complete this pass.
It was a good pass.
The game is over.
It was a good pass.
If he catches it right there,
all he has to do is catch it and stop.
There's 5 seconds left at this point. They're trying not to get fouled. You're just trying to get the game over. The kid, it goes off of his hands. The USC player grabs it with 4 seconds left, tosses it into the front court. And Marsh hits this circus off-balance acrobatic 3-pointer at the buzzer to give USC a 107-106 win at the buzzer in triple overtime.
Lead to Bellamy, stolen by Rice. There's still time left. It's Marsh for the win. Oh, God!
Wow.
it was maybe
chaos.
I mean, I thought the game of the year was San Diego State Troy. This may have beat it.
Yeah.
USC Troy 2 days later, an extra overtime, a buzzer beater at the wire, and just a crazy ending. In one sense, it validates the fact that San Diego State was playing that's not a bad team. It's a pretty good team actually. But the problem is they lost. So ultimately, Troy went 1-3, lost to USC, Loyola Marymount, and Cal State Northridge on their California trip, and beat San Diego State. It's going to look really, really bad at the end of the season for San Diego State, despite the fact that they lost to a pretty decent team that was having an incredible week.
Now, beating USC doesn't change much.
It helps a little.
It would have made it a little bit better.
Okay, but the fact that they went triple overtime, the fact that
it's going to show up as a red
just
L.
a big old fat L.
Yeah.
Big fat red.
Just hold
L.
this L. Man, but here's the thing, like, who doesn't want to watch more Troy basketball? Because I know I do. Like, when I saw your tweet this morning, I go, he never would, but he should have texted me to let me know they were playing. Because I didn't even know
late.
I would have watched it.
I figured you'd be asleep by the time the game started.
Oh, what time did it start? 7?
7.
Yeah,
I just figured there's no chance.
Maybe that's why I get up at 1.
They play Mondays, their next game, versus Toledo at 8 a.m.
Let's all watch.
8 a.m., by the
8
way.
8 a.m. During our show on
Monday morning. Yeah,
all
we'll
right,
have
put it on the TV. We'll watch the next Troy game.
We're bringing you live coverage of Troy's next game, 8 a.m.
Actually, no, we're not, because it's not even televised.
Oh, okay.
Well, right.
Live audio.
If you missed that one, then just wait till Monday, December 1st. They play West Georgia.
Okay. How did this happen, San Diego State? I mean, it shows how tough they are.
See how it happened. It's not a bad team.
It's not.
But they're not going to have a good resume because they lost all these games. And, I mean, who knows if they're going to be able to keep it up. But what grittiness to play 5 overtimes in 2 days, nearly come up with a second upset. They should have had that one. They had USC way more dead to rights in overtime than San Diego State.
Yeah.
But, that's college basketball. Miles Bird didn't make his 3. Much easier 3-point shot to win it than the one that USC made, which had no business being anywhere near the hoop. The way he had to off balance, like 1 foot falling away to the left, just heaving it up at the basket, and it goes in. And
Bummer, man.
That's how it ends.
Well, so the Aztecs will play Monday in
Michigan.
the tournament in Vegas. And what's the early look at that game as far as who's favored?
Yeah,
Michigan's going to be favored.
Michigan's definitely favored. Let's see if they even have a point spread yet. According to ESPN's matchup predictor, Michigan has an 84.7% chance of winning the game.
Man,
although I don't see a point spread.
Coming off that loss to Troy, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, you got to hang. So
you got to win.
You have to win.
You have to win.
There's no hanging in there.
You have to win, or else it's kind of the flaw. It's the get out of jail free card. Is the conference tournament at the end of the year.
That's the
college basketball.
Yep.
And it sucks because sometimes in a year like potentially like this one, you've seen it in years past where you don't even get to December barely. You don't even get to conference play in January, and your basically season is on the line for winning 5 games in 4 days, 3 games in 4 days, whatever it ends up being in Vegas.
That's a bummer too. I mean, the expectations were through the roof for the Aztecs. It's weird that a loss like that could derail your entire season, but it also, sometimes it's the best thing. Now, it just
doesn't look like conference is going to be very strong. It's not going to help you out this year.
But depending on what happens on Monday, Paulie, like if they can find a way to win that game, that would be it. It doesn't erase what happened with Troy, but it helps.
Michigan, and you're like, all right, we're back.
You're okay. You're allowed to stub your toe.
Yeah.
Right?
You
can't keep stubbing.
You might remember one of their star players is big man, 7-footer, Yaxel Lendenborg, who the Aztecs actually played 2 years ago in the first round of the NCAA tournament when they played Alabama Birmingham. It was a 5 versus 12 matchup. Aztecs won 69-65, but that's who Lendenborg played for in that game for Alabama Birmingham against San Diego State. So a couple of guys have some familiarity with at least his game for Michigan. He obviously transferred for the big NIL money this last season and went to Michigan to finish his college career. But they're a loaded team with big, tall players. They're going to run out a lineup that's mostly, 6'9", 6'11", 7 foot, 7'3" guys. So rebounding is going to be absolutely key in that game for San Diego State on Monday.
Now, Yokel says in the chat, dude, the season is so young. You guys are tripping. Look, I hear you. I would disagree. I think in college basketball, style points matter. We've seen losses in November come back to bite teams almost every year. Almost every year. Last year for San Diego State in particular, their November win over Houston got them into the tournament, even as a play-in team.
And 4 years ago, their loss to USD at Petco Park, or 6 years ago, kept them out of the NCAA
that's
tournament.
The
One
next game I
loss
was going to
can
bring up. Like, forgive me if
keep
I'm a
you
little
out.
bit scarred from that, where you go 19-1 in your conference, and because you lost on a neutral site outdoors to USD, you don't go to the tournament. Be going 19-1 in conference play. That was the year I go, what's the point of the regular season? What are we doing?
You sound like a Miami football fan right now. Holy cow.
It was awful.
This has been the football discourse has been bananas in the last couple of weeks.
College football playoff,
the rankings, all that. As a Notre Dame fan, I just kind of sit back and watch because I'm just pretty happy with where they are. Like two really good losses and that's it, and good momentum moving up. But like the discourse has been insane with 2 games left to play still. I mean, there's still a lot that can happen in college football, and it is it's bananas how it's shaken out.
It's way better though that we're talking about 12 teams than 4
Well,
teams.
did you hear they already had a meeting and they're talking about 24 teams, and I do not want 24 teams in a playoff. I do not. I love playoffs. I think MLB playoffs are my favorite thing on the planet. I do not want 24 teams
in basketball. You can go from 68
don't.
to 16 in one weekend.
Right.
It's not that big of a deal.
Correct.
You can't do that in football. Like that's getting ridiculous.
They do it in football though. They do it in the FCS. So that's how many teams make the
24.
playoff.
Yeah, don't they have like a month and a half long playoffs?
It's several weeks long. So the top 8 seeds get buys,
right,
and then the next 16 play, and then the winners. Then you have the 16 team. And then they play. So you technically could end up playing 5. If you're one of the not top 8 seeds, you could end up playing 5 in a row.
Good God.
Generally, you don't get that far. If you're the 12 seed, you're not going to the championship game. But, they get more teams into the playoffs. It's worked for many, many, many years.
I mean, would we be okay if Division I football did that? You'd have to get rid of the bowl system. Like you couldn't have.
There'd be too many teams playing playoff games, and there'd be too many games outside of the
If
bowls.
we can all rally around, like who cares about the whatever bowl? That's there's so many bowl games now.
The people that put it on that make money on
the schools,
they
get the money for it.
Yep.
I get it. That's the only way. You have to get rid of bowl season if you were going to do a month and a half of playoffs.
Bowls are made for TV events now. It's programming, but if you had counter programming, a tournament, a 24-team tournament. What about doing it like college basketball? And I'm not saying a 68-team tournament, but you have the championship tournament, and then you have like an NIT. And that way you can still get about the same number of teams that were in bowl games. Because right now about half of college football makes a bowl game. You only have to win 6 games to qualify for a bowl. So that means essentially, 55% of teams get to a bowl game at the end of the season. Well, if you had 2 tournaments of 24 and you had, you could make that into 2 separate, you had plenty of games to fill television at the end of the year and play 2 tournaments, an NIT and a championship football tournament at the end of the year or something like that.
Man, it's the safety thing too. And it's also like, do your best players play in every one of those bowl games in your run? Like, probably not. It's the tough part about college athletics. I think the 12, I think it's perfect. I think they absolutely nailed it with this thing. Top 12 get in and roll, because last year's playoffs were great.
I'm not saying that I even want to see that many playoff teams. I'm just saying it is possible. They already do it on the FCS level.
No, trust me. Anything's possible for money.
Football is football. The safety issue. No one seemed to care about the safety issue for decades with FCS football.
No.
But, I guess because they're not on TV as much and people don't see the injuries, but it's never been as big of a deal as it is on the FBS level. So we'll see what the future holds. But I kind of agree with you. 12 seems to work.
Seems great.
All right. Remember, this year, they're not reseeding. The top 4 seeds are the top 4 seeds.
Yep.
So you remember like BYU or Boise State, because they were the 3 seed last year because they won their conference. You don't have to win your conference to be a top 4 seed anymore. So it'll probably be SEC, Big Ten, SEC, or Big Ten, SEC, SEC, or something like that for the top 4 seeds this year.
I can't wait. Got to get through the last 2 though. There's a lot of guff being thrown out, and there's still 2 games to play. So and it's anything can happen in college football, as you know. So I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. I still think Ohio State running away with this thing. I just don't think anybody beats them. I really, really don't.
I'll do my super sexy Saturday Stinkfist schedule later. Okay. It's not the best week, but
there
are some pivotal games.
There's some big games,
more like elimination games.
Yeah,
if you lose this one, you're out of the college football playoff. You're not playing your way in, but you can play your way out this week.
Is James Franklin making his debut for Virginia Tech this weekend?
I don't know how that works.
Or is he just waiting until next season and letting the interim guy finish?
Could you imagine, you get hired, they're like, hey, you got a game Saturday. You get everything. There's no way, right? I saw some graphic.
I've seen it both ways.
I saw some graphic yesterday that had him in Va-Tech stuff, and they're like, hey, Saturday they'll take on Miami. He is the coach.
He's been officially hired.
Yeah.
Are they playing for anything?
No,
they're
Va-Tech's not, but they're playing to knock out Miami,
right?
Which would be great for me. I would love it. But
what a statement that would be!
What a statement that would be!
All right, let's.
If you win, you take the credit. Be like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If you lose, you're like,
this isn't my team.
These don't really
I don't
count.
even know these guys. I just got here. Love it.
Win-win.
Don't forget, listen at 9 a.m. to announce our biggest fan for the day. It's your chance to qualify for our Odyssey Suite Night at a future Padres game. 20 tickets for you and your friends, plus all the fan staff catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called later this morning at 9 a.m. We got Don't Do This coming up next.
Benny knocked it out of the park with this
people
one.
We have a problem with certain people not understanding satire,
bits,
parody, but it's funny. It is really absolutely funny. We'll get to that coming up next on 97.3 The Fan.
But quickly, my beloved QC Kinetics. I hope the people over at QC Kinetics are doing great today. I hope their dance card is full. Talking to people like me and potentially you, if you've got real bad pain in your joints and you have drifted so far from the life that you used to have when you didn't feel that pain. I've been there. I hated it. I was terrified. I barely slept. Was constantly worried about the pain in my wrists. Was not really looking forward to the prospect of wrist surgeries. It was both wrists. I didn't know what had happened, but went to QC Kinetics. They tapped into my body's own regenerative power. They use natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduced the inflammation, and relieved the pain at its source. I think I did 5 treatments on each wrist, and Ben's dad's currently in there for his hip right now and feeling better already. So check it out for yourself by calling 619-614-PAIN. You'll call, you'll get a free consultation, and hopefully book an appointment with Dr. Jackson and his staff. Get back to doing the things that you love to do. Swinging the golf club, hiking the trail, surfing, skateboarding, playing baseball, whatever it is, they are helping people rediscover every day their lives. And the pain will take it away for a while. They can help get you back on track. 619-614-PAIN. It's QC Kinetics at 619-614-PAIN.
Okay, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die. Do. Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. It's a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. We're going to get right to it since Darren Smith's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. And what can I say? But some people are very gullible. Well, sometimes I can be gullible. But
Me
this
too.
one, even I would not have fallen for. But keep in mind,
This is a great
when I
troll.
read you this article, that the athlete in response had actually responded to it to the media at Detroit Lions practice.
So he was asked about it and had to
He
respond.
said he got sent it by so many people. He said one of the employees said he heard a caller to a Detroit sports radio station ripping him, thinking that this was real. The article, though, is from The Onion.
It's literally from The Onion.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
The headline is Detroit Lions rookie asks for Thanksgiving off. Dateline Detroit. Double checking that he had approval before finalizing travel plans, Detroit Lions rookie Tate Ratledge reportedly approached head coach Dan Campbell on Monday to see if it might be possible for him to take Thanksgiving off.
God.
Quote, I know we have a game scheduled, but my family has this big tradition every year where we all get together on that day and have a feast and watch football. And I really don't want to miss it, said the 24-year-old guard, adding that he's very excited to spend time with his cousins and have a few helpings of his grandma's famous stuffing.
God.
Quote, I've already had to cancel a lot of weekend plans because of games this season, so I'm hoping I don't have to back out on this too. Plus, my mom said she's making pecan pie just for me. It's my favorite. At press time, Sources confirm Ratledge had offered to come in and play a makeup game sometime during a bye week.
Holy crap.
And people
Come in and
actually
play a
thought
makeup game during a
this
bye
was
week.
true.
Come on, dude.
Oh my God. So look, it's Thanksgiving week. The Cowboys are playing.
The
The
Lions.
Lions are playing.
Yeah.
Probably the Packers are playing. So all you have to do to write that story is just pick a random ass dude. off of
Random
any,
dude.
Right.
Any of
Rookie.
those teams.
Rookie.
And it just happened to be him. So people read that and then
Believed
called
it.
in to 97.3 The Fan in Detroit.
Right, yeah. Questioning his commitment. Like,
Oh
you
my
can't have a guy
God.
like this on
I
the
hate this.
team.
Hey, I hate
Wait.
this new generation, man. I can't stand this new generation, man.
Maybe I missed it when I was laughing. Wait, did the hosts on the radio station?
I
buy it?
don't know. The only quote was someone called him and said, I heard someone call in on sports radio about this. I don't know
I
what
would
he
hope
actually
they go.
said.
Did you read the article? Man,
Hey, Coach, do you mind if I get Thursday off? Because my grandma, we have a tradition.
We
We
have
call
a tradition.
We call it Thanksgiving.
it's weird. I know.
It is. It's just I can't miss. I've never missed one before. Do you mind?
I don't really have turkey a whole lot throughout the year, so it's kind of a big deal.
Can I ask you a practical question? Is how dumb do you have to be? I'm dumb, but how dumb do you have to be to read that and go, yeah, this is unbelievable. I hate this new generation of kids.
I get
entitled
nervous,
brats.
with each passing day that Woods is going to start sending me more and more AI videos. Hey, did you see this?
Yeah.
Hey,
Did
is
you
this
see
real?
this? I don't though.
You don't.
I
I'm
don't.
you do not. I know it's coming.
No, it's not coming. I've learned. I've already learned in the very the infancy of AI. I don't believe anything I read or I hear. I just don't. I see it online and I'm like, I gotta go. First of all, you see something come across Twitter. The first thing you have to do is you have to read the person's handle. Ken Rosenthal, which he's not. You have to make sure that it is legit. You got to send it to 3 or 4 buddies to see if they've seen it, or you need to. You
Your
get a
first
collective.
instinct should always be don't believe anything. No one believed the Luka Doncic trade at all because it seemed so far-fetched. This has to be satire. That's the right reaction, actually.
It really was the right
reaction. And then
reaction.
finally, after you 2-3 times, you check, double check, triple check. Okay, I guess this is real. And until you've done that process, you haven't done your homework yet.
It's absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The Onion they never, ever miss. They never miss. And speaking of The Onion, it's kind of like The Onion. We'll talk about in about 30 minutes, a segment I'm really looking forward to.
Let's get to do this.
Yeah, let's do
Darren Smith.
Mega
Do this.
doo-doo.
Hey, congratulations to pitcher and outfielder Kelsey Whitmore. Ben, selected by San Francisco with the very first pick in the inaugural Women's Pro Baseball League draft on Thursday night. You may remember Monet Davis from her Little League accomplishments in 2014. She was the 10th pick selected overall. Now, this is a new women's baseball league that is going to be launching August 1st. It's the WPBL, and Kelsey Whitmore from San Diego. You can put that on the news tonight, Benjamin. I know there is a strong San Diego connection, but the league is scheduled to play all of its games at Robin Roberts Stadium in Springville, Illinois. Teams are based there over a 7-week season, split up into a 4-week regular season, a week for all-star activities, and a 2-week playoff. And the league was founded by Justine Siegel, the first woman to coach for an MLB team with the Oakland A's in 2015, the first pro baseball league for women since, of course, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, immortalized in the film A League of Their Own, and that dissolved in 1954. So Women's Baseball League is back. I will 1,000% be watching this. 1,000%.
By the way, great story in sportsillustrated.com from Emma Bocciolari about Monet Davis and how she got away from baseball, didn't want to be known as that girl who starred in Little League for the rest of her life. And her coach even told her at the end, don't make this the greatest thing you do in your life. Don't want you to be a 5-year-old stuffing yourself in your old Little League jersey at a card show. So she went away for the game, but then she realized she just loves playing. So this is why she came back. She told her that. Yeah. I thought that was good advice, actually.
It is. I mean, nobody wants to peak in Little League for sure.
But she's back.
You did.
And
You peaked in Little League and
baseball.
Baseball.
For sure.
I think you're peaking now. I just remarked on your firm butt.
You did.
That I grabbed in the bathroom.
You're just admitting to sexual harassment
it's
on the air.
More of a, hey, good game, kid. But it's firm.
Odyssey HR is listening.
It's looking good. You're looking good.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
Keep it rolling.
Appreciate that. And that's Don't and Do This for a Friday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
The great Darren Smith is going to join us. We are just days away from SDFC's next playoff game. Saw him yesterday out at training. He'll have the inside scoop on Mikey Varas' team and more coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
That is funny. David Schwimmer behavior by Woods. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right. It is the weekend. It is still raining
It is
out there, San
dumping,
Diego.
man.
So you need an indoor activity. I
Yeah.
could not recommend 7 Mile Casino more highly. You can park so close. If you went to one of the other casinos,
Oh, you're
and
soaked,
you'd
buddy.
have to walk through the parking lot and get drenched. 7 Mile Casino. Yes, there's a parking lot.
You run
like
right in.
9 steps.
Yep.
You're in 7 Mile Casino playing California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Baccarat, or Pai Gow.
Yeah, it's very cozy as well. It's not too small, but it does have a cozy feel to it. They got a great bar area. They got great food. Go check it out for yourself this weekend. Great time to do it. Today's a great time to do it because the best part, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Tomorrow's a great time to do it as well because you get the weekend brunch. Best in the South County, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays inside Sammy's at 7 Mile. Another reason to head there this weekend, 7 Mile Casino, right down the 5 in Chula Vista, Bay Boulevard, west side of the freeway. As Woodsy said, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I always find my Mikey Varas to be just such an interesting
Me too,
cat.
man. I'm a little obsessed with
And he
him.
did it again yesterday when I was out at the Sharp Healthcare Performance Center, their training facility at Singing Hills. Darren Smith was out there too. We will talk some SDFC with one of the voices of SDFC coming up here after a quick check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
This traffic report is served up by Manny Sedano Ford and their Black Friday savings all month long. I have a feeling after today, a lot of folks are going to need new cars. Good job there, Manny. Yeah. Guys, is it too early to pour some Baileys in my coffee? It's a mess out here. Southbound 5 at the East 8 connector ramp. Accident involving a couple vehicles. Also, northbound at 5, got this accident on the Pack Highway off-ramp. Vehicle went down the embankment. Southbound side of the 805 before Home Avenue. Crash involving a couple vehicles. One's over the right shoulder, one in the center divide. Oh, and traffic alert, northbound 15 before Friars Road. Jackknife semi in middle lanes. Good morning. Plenty of other problems out there, guys. Can't mention them all. Just take it extra carefully. Have those headlights on so you're more visible to other drivers. Black Friday savings are here all month long at Manny Sedano Ford. Drive away in a tough new 2025 Ford F-150 for just $395 a month, or hit the trails in a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend for only $275 per month. Visit SedanoFord.com for details. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I
Kelly,
lied. It
man.
was not a quick check of traffic. It was another magnum opus by Kelly Danick this morning with our wet roadways.
I can't tell if this is her Super Bowl
Or she hates it. I can't. I'm with you. I think it's the Super Bowl for the traffic report.
Joining
I do.
us now, though, is SDFC voice, Darren Smith, who I got to see yesterday. It was good to see you, Darren, and welcome back to Ben and Woods.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good
And
morning.
yes, good to see Ben out in the wild.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Ben in the wild is such a treat.
I saw that you snapped a picture of me without my consent and knowledge, Darren.
Oh, really? I
Said it to
don't know what
Paulie.
you're talking about. I feel like I've been betrayed by somebody on the
That
show.
was
he'll
Paul
be- he'll be
Reindl.
Put your finger out.
He'll betray you.
Ben
in a
said he
moment's
saw you,
notice.
and I said I heard Darren saw you, and I told him to take out your knees
Keep-
from behind while
yeah.
you were standing there with
Keep
your
in
camera.
mind about Woods, and I love him to
Oh
death.
no.
If it will
Well,
provide any entertainment or content,
need
he
it.
will betray you in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, I
for
need
content
it. I need
only.
it. Only for
Oh, it was
content.
Woods that did.
No, it was
Oh,
not me. I didn't do anything because Darren sent me that picture too. I just didn't
Oh.
say anything.
Yeah, I also just like watching the anchor men
Oh, it's
interact with one another.
it's
right?
my
like
favorite.
there's John
John
Howard,
Howard,
Derek
Derek
Togerson,
Togerson.
Ben's there. Yeah, like what's going on? here?
Everybody's
What's-
in
what's the
power
dynamic
stance.
like?
It's my
Yeah.
favorite, and I've
It's
always
a very awkward fraternity, isn't it?
yeah. I've
It
said
is, but by the way, I didn't realize that there were actual rules about setting up cameras, and I don't know if I'm falling for the same thing like you guys were just talking about that onion bit. But I didn't realize that like you had to set your cameras up in certain ways or stand on certain sides of the cameras. What was I?
I
even
kind of got a
listening
little
to
trouble
yesterday?
from John Howard yesterday. So I got there
Oh.
late because we
Oh.
were doing work here. So by the time I got there, it was like I was coming in hot and all the cameras were set up. And I didn't want to set up like 90 degrees on the side, because then I'm just shooting into.
boy.
I can shoot into someone's ear the whole time, which is never a great shot. And if they look the other way, then I'm shooting the back of their head. So that does me no good. So
did he get you?
I set up behind everyone with a higher tripod, but I was too close to John and on his left side of the camera where the eyepiece is. So
Oh
he
my
said,
God.
well, where am I going to stand? So I moved over to Derek's side. He didn't have a problem.
How do you piss off John Howard?
I
Who's
don't
like
know.
the
It's-
I
nicest
don't know.
guy
It
on
was
the
like
planet.
these weird rules started coming out. It's like, no. You're supposed to be positioned on the left side of your camera. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
No, he was
okay.
right.
It
It
sounds
was
like it's
my
getting
bad.
tense.
It was my bad.
It's like turf wars.
It is like turf wars.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing, D. Smith, because you've been in the Padres. You've been in the Padres clubhouse, right? And somebody sits down, and then there's 40. One of my favorite moments ever. Gavin Sheets was doing a home run, and so everyone is huddled around Gavin Sheets' locker. I'm just standing way back in the distance. I don't have my phone out. I look to my right. Manny's walking in by himself. I'm like, I'll see you guys later. I went over to Manny's locker and shot the S with him for like 10 minutes, just me and him, and everyone else is stuck at Gavin Sheets' locker. It's like moths to a flame. It's so funny to watch these people.
I know, it's such an interesting ecosystem because then somebody gets there first and you're like, okay, good. I'm grooving with somebody. I'm doing something here that like might be a little one-on-one. And then all of a sudden here come a bunch of people over the shoulders and it starts like, it becomes boxing out under the board. You're like,
Yes.
hey, get out of here. I got this exclusive. I'm trying to ask questions about A, B, or C. And all of a sudden here comes this clown in here to totally change the subject. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this other thing. Would you leave us alone for a few minutes?
Those
It doesn't work.
dugout scrums, people would literally be 6 inches from Mike Schilt's face at 6 inches. And I'm like, guys, let this dude breathe a little bit. He's already on edge. Like, let him breathe for a second.
And then
know.
everybody's
it's like,
got
and
a-
now like the era of like the handheld camera too, and
Yes.
you get even closer. It's like you're up this man's nose.
It's
like
nuts.
yo, Mike, you might I have some advice for you on a nose hair trimmer. Like let's connect after the scrub.
Well, then
good.
everybody's got to report the exact
Same
same
thing.
bit of information 14 times. JP Sears will start tomorrow per Mike Schilt. Okay, next question.
Next question.
What are we doing?
So it's a wild environment. This profession that we have chosen is an interesting one for sure.
It wasn't quite as wild yesterday at SDFC, but I thought there was an interesting moment. And you know, Darren had a chance to step aside, I saw, with Mikey Varas, I assume, prep for your broadcast on Monday with the head coach. But when he was asked about the status of his 2 star players, Anders Dryers, who was out with an illness for Denmark last week, and Chucky Lozano, who re-injured his hamstring and was out for Mexico, he was said, hey, are they healthy? Are they available? And he simply gave a one-word answer. Yes.
Ooh, I love it.
And this stopped.
Terse.
Very terse.
As you called it, terse.
But you saw them both in training. Doesn't seem to be anything outside of that. Why do you think he was so quick and terse with that answer?
Just because he didn't have to expand on it. He doesn't, maybe, I don't think he's really one that's into the psychological warfare. I mean, I will tell you what I said to him when we were walking away, because, you're right. Like, I do get a couple of minutes here just to say, hey, what are some of the things that we can point out during the broadcast, right? And, the first thing I said to him is I thanked him for his honesty about injuries, because I talked to him earlier in the week about Chucky, and he said the initial report was good, that it wasn't going to be a big injury. And, sometimes you say that, and sometimes I think we're all programmed to think that these guys are automatically, like, their default setting is to lie.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I have learned that talking to AJ Preller throughout the years. Like, I don't believe anything that he says. And he will say this. He will admit this. He jokes often about how little he wants to tell the truth. So, the NFL is also like the Pentagon trying to get information out.
Yes.
And I said to him, he told me about 3 players that were out, said it on the record, said he thought Chucky was going to be okay, said initially they thought that Anders was going to be okay. And that's the first thing I said is I appreciated his honesty, because, we have to convey this information to the public. And, sometimes we end up looking silly, even if we all kind of know the game. And he said, yeah, Chucky trained today. Like he trained. It's not that just that he's there and they think they got good news on what happened with the hamstring when he was playing for Mexico. He said he trained yesterday. So, he should be all systems go for Monday. And, I guess he was just quick and didn't expand because, what's the benefit? But, I think he was being straight up. I think he was being honest. If the guy's training on a Thursday, was it? Yeah. If he's training on a Thursday, then I don't see any reason why we're not going to be good to go on Monday.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and just it's cool to see the difference in, whatever head coach that you're a fan of. If you're a Chargers fan, you like Jim Harbaugh, you like the way he answers questions. You don't. If you're a Padres fan, you like the way Craig Stammen answers questions, or you don't. But Mikey Varas, Ben brought up the point earlier too. Could it be a little bit of gamesmanship with Minnesota, right? Like, yeah, they're healthy. You don't know when we're going to be playing them, but they're healthy and they'll probably play. I'm fine with that. I do think in sports, we do get a little bit over the top with the, covering our mouths with everything we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like that. Just the old, hey, hello, we're going to run this. Like, fine. Like, people were going to look for edges, but I like that about Mikey Varas. Just kind of a no nonsense dude.
I do. Yeah. I mean, he's straight up. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't play a lot of games. And I think, I guess maybe one tactical advantage is you keep Minnesota guessing, who's going to start, is it going to, if he's healthy, is he going to start? It's weird because in this game you have two coaches and two styles and two teams. There's not going to be a lot of surprises, like you're going to want to practice for the opposition, but you're not going to be spending a ton of time thinking that there is some sort of psychological advantage for either side, because both teams are pretty clear about what it is that they want to do. And, there's not, you don't have to say, well, like Portland, had all these different shapes and structures and who's going to start and who's in and who, there's not a lot of that here. Maybe the one thing is, if Anders can stand on one leg, Anders Dreyer's going to play. But maybe Eric Ramsey, the head coach at Minnesota United, is going, well, is he going to play Chucky or is he going to stick with Amal Pellegrino? He's got some options there. So, maybe there is a little bit of an advantage in that aspect, but other than it, I just think sometimes Mikey will I do, the week show with him and the weekly show with him. And, there are certain times where he just will be pretty quick and you do have to say, can you expand on that, please? Like I'm looking for a little bit more here. But I don't think he's trying to play games or be psychological or engage in psychological warfare. I just think he's like, yeah, the guy's ready. Good. Like, let's move on.
Let's move on.
Talking to our friend Darren Smith. And Woods, can I tell you something that was really impressive yesterday? After Mikey Varas spoke, they started bringing by players, Amal Pellegrino, Pablo Cisniega, the goalkeeper, and they'd all walk in and they get ready to take their spot in front of the microphones. But before they did, they all would spot Darren and then go and shake his hand. Just him. Just like they'd see Darren.
He's a made man.
Oh, yeah. They like Darren. That was very impressive. But the one guy who impressed me the most, and we're getting to know the players a little bit better now at the end of the season, Luca Bambino, the 19-year-old kid who they just officially traded for. They were borrowing him all season, but now they got him for – that kid impressed me so much, Darren, standing in front, 19 years old. I mean, the maturity, just the way he handled himself. That guy looks like he's going to be something in the world of soccer. I don't know soccer, but I have high hopes for Luca Bambino after talking to him yesterday.
I love him. I do. I'm such a fan of his, and it feels odd because he's 19, to be a 53-year-old man talking about a 19-year-old this way. But I am such a fan of his. He is, and you're right, because he walks away from the media scrum. I think everybody had the same thought. Everybody said the same thing, which was, that's a 19-year-old. That is a 19-year-old. The composure that he had, the way that he spoke, how intelligent and thoughtful he listens to the questions. Certain guys, you can tell guys are just kind of there to, all right, let me answer the 2, 3, 4 questions, whatever it is. And then I'm going to move on and I'm going to, give you some, I'll give you a soundbite, but he actually gives you a good answer. He gives you a really thoughtful answer, when he talked about the pride of defending and what his role is as a fullback and, how much this has meant to him in this experience and making it permanent, making the loan permanent to be here in San Diego, and how much this, everything about him is to be appreciated, in my opinion. And he's a good player. He's a really, really good player, and they've come to really rely on him. I mean, he's a regular starter at left back, and I've had the chance to chat with him quite a bit, and I just, every time I go, that kid is 19. I wasn't like that at 19. I wasn't like that at 29. I wasn't like that at 39.
You're not like that at 53, bro. I mean, come on.
Probably not, to be honest. I mean, I don't think he's sneaking pictures of Ben and texting his colleagues. So, that's true. I mean, that's the kind of nonsense that I engage with.
Yes, I'm with it.
But I agree with you. And listen, I don't know. I think ultimately his goal is to play in Europe. I talked to Tyler for a different Tyler Heaps, the sporting director. And he said, like, part of what Luka wants to do in his life is wants to play in Europe. And, he really feels like SDFC is going to help him get there in a couple of years. So, there's no secrets about it. This is what he wants to do. And he feels like SDFC is going to help him get there. But, we can still enjoy him and we can still watch him and we can root for him while he's here. We can root for him when he moves on. Should that happen, should his dream get realized. So he's phenomenal. I met his grandparents. He comes from just great stock. They're exactly what you would picture. These, two older Italian people walking around in Los Angeles with Bambino jerseys on. It was just a great, he's a great kid, man. And I'm a huge fan of his.
Darren, before you go, we shared our memories earlier this week, and I know you did as well on your Section 1904 podcast, but you spent a lot of time with Randy Jones over the years. And I just thought maybe you could share with the Tier 1 some of your thoughts and favorite recollections of the Cy Young lefty.
Yeah. What a guy, what a loss, like what an important person in my life. I think we're all four of us here probably would say that the Mighty 1090 changed our careers and our lives. Yep. And in particular, doing that BP show with Randy was the one that really changed my life. In that, going back to 2005, I'm not anybody. And I got the chance to work with Randy Jones and Tim Flannery. And when those guys accepted me, I felt like I became more accepted in San Diego. And, Randy represented this patriarchal figure to the Padre organization and certainly to the city of San Diego as its first real baseball star, and that's not me saying that. That was Vin Scully, who came on the BP show and said that Randy Jones was really the first star that the Padres had. I mean, no disrespect towards Nate Colbert or anybody else who was here from 1969 and 1974, whatever it was. But Randy was the first that was on the cover of Sports Illustrated and the first starter in the All-Star game. And Vin Scully's like, that's the time when the Dodgers started taking the Padres a little bit more seriously. And, Randy just, he was the first. There's been other Cy Young Award winners, but he was the first. And, the numbers are the numbers. We could all have fun with the numbers. I do love the stories about Pete Rose, how frustrated he made Pete Rose, to turning around as a switch hitter to wanting to face him lefty. Pete joked with me in Vegas once that he would have had 5,000 hits if it wasn't for Randy Jones. But the person is what I think we'll all miss most, because he lit up a room. He made you laugh. He was hilarious in life. He had such a baseball player's disposition. And he cared, and he cared about this guy, and he changed my life. Like that show, as I said, it didn't just put me on the map for radio. I met my wife through that show, and I can never, ever repay him for what it is that he did. And I missed the conversations, I have a million of them. I could tell you a million stories. I know we have a clock going, but I'm just such a big fan, and I just feel like it's such a big loss. But I so appreciate being around Randy, and who wouldn't say that wasn't a life that was well lived.
We turned the clock off for you, Darren. Don't worry. And you're absolutely right, because that was my memory as well. When he had no business being as respectful of me and Craig when we were doing the pregame show, and would join us and treat us like equals, like part of the fraternity. I saw Jesse Agler. You remember, like Mike Janella, who used to do that social hour, and all of us going. Randy just brought us into that Padres circle, and it was so incredible the way that he did it. I think you said it perfectly, and I thank you for sharing that about Randy with us.
Yeah, I mean, we're one of we're dozens of people did shows with Randy, it wasn't unique, yeah. But we all felt like he made you feel
the only one,
like it was so special, and I just I guess, the best thing is I find myself since, hearing the news, I just find myself laughing so much, about some of the things and thinking, for as much as of a character he was, he did have a real serious, competitive edge to him too. He would always talk about getting the ass. He had the red ass, and for people, I'll just say this quick, I think for people that, sometimes think getting to the playoffs isn't that big of a deal. Randy Jones never went to the playoffs in his career. And one time we were sitting and we were doing a remote, and I don't remember exactly what year, but we were watching a playoff game, and Randy kind of looked and he says, he has his hat down. He's like, yeah, I would kill to know what it's like, to be in the playoffs. And we sort of joked. I said, Randy, it worked out pretty well for you. And we got to talking, and I was like, well, like, would you trade your Cy Young award for one game in the playoffs? He said, yeah, I would, because I would want to know how I would perform in those circumstances. I will never know. Now, again, this is sort of hypothetical.
Man.
Yeah.
But he's like, I would kill just to know what it's like to play in the playoffs once. I just want to know how I would react to that kind of pressure, because I'll never know. And when people take the playoffs for granted, it always bothers me, because I remember like how great and impactful Randy Jones was, and he never got that opportunity. And he lived it through a lot of these other players, and I hope they appreciate it. I know it's easier to get in now than it was when Randy was playing. But man, Randy, like if I believe him, he's like, I would have traded my Cy Young award.
I believe it.
That award for just one game, not a World Series, just
One
to know
game,
what it was
one
like
start.
to play in the playoffs, to face that, to just see what that pressure was like one time. And I was like, gosh, dang, man, that's powerful stuff from
That's a
Randy.
guy who put 1976 Cy Young on every autograph that
Every
he signed.
autograph.
Who in San Diego signed more autographs than Randy
right.
Jones?
Yeah.
He's the first person I ever met who walked around with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
like, why do you,
He doesn't want to say that barbecue doesn't taste as good as it does, I think. So
Yeah, I mean, it was such an honor, and again, like I said, I don't know that I could ever thank him. Even though he didn't do it for that, I just don't know that I could ever thank him enough for allowing. I mean, we're not here. Like, I'm not here without him. So
Yeah.
I just really appreciated it.
I got a lump in
good
my
stuff,
throat.
Darren.
Great
Yeah.
stuff, Darren.
Real good. Thank you so much.
Love you, man.
As always,
Appreciate
good
it.
luck to you and the team
Appreciate you
on
guys.
Monday. Good broadcast, and we'll chat with you next Friday.
Bye, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
It's
whatever
Friday.
that means.
I understand what that feels like. David P.
Friday,
Shapiro
Friday.
Fan Hotline is where you just heard Darren Smith. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. How do we follow that up?
Oh, easy. The 5 best Randy Newman songs to have sex to. Coming up next.
Never know what you're going to get
Oh,
out
it
of
is a
Woods.
Friday, isn't it? It's Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Part of the reason I wanted to do this segment, welcome back to Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan, is look how uncomfortable it makes the big guy over there. He's just a wreck right now. He wants to talk about literally anything else. USD volleyball, you name it. Anything other.
Well, the irony is I probably enjoy Randy Newman quite a bit more than either of you.
The ultimate irony. I've made it very clear.
We talked about this weather is traffic reporter Kelly Danick's Super Bowl.
Yes.
You would think a segment
On
about
Randy
Newman
Yes.
would be Ben's
But Woods
Super
always
Bowl.
makes it weird.
And how he can benefit you or me or anybody.
Where did you see this, by
So
the way?
our pal Mailman Jack sent this to my Instagram DM. He sent it to me, and I mean, I was convulsing with laughter. And it's from it's an oniony type site on Instagram called the Hard Times News, who I've since followed and enjoyed most of the stuff they put out. It's just brilliant. And it's Randy Newman sitting at a piano in like a Hawaiian shirt, his glasses, his white hair, and it says the 5 best Randy Newman songs to blank to. And I read it and I go, dude, who thinks of this? It's so brilliant. But let me read you.
It's a meta commentary on our obsession with lists of any
Correct.
kind,
Oh,
right?
yes.
Okay.
So the description says, few people know that there's more to this guy's tunes than just setting the mood to your favorite scenes in Parenthood or The Natural. There's a whole world of untapped sex potential hidden in the catalog of this bespectacled F beast. So here are our top 5. Now, the best part is they don't even give you the top 5 because
They don't work that hard.
frankly, you don't need it. The headline speaks for itself. And of course, when I read something like this, my twisted brain goes immediately to, well, you in particular, Ben, based on your love of Randy Newman. And also, I just am weird like that. I just think of you in these situations. So I ask you the question, what would be your number 1?
I think it's fairly obvious.
Is it?
Yeah. Burn On.
I don't even know Burn On.
Yes, you do. It's the one from the start of Major League.
Oh, this is it. I cannot think of
I actually only learned yesterday that song was created in 1972. It wasn't made for the movie
It was
Major
not.
League. It
So
was
written about the
existed-
Cuyahoga River.
It existed for more than a decade before the movie came out. But
Burn on, big road. Burn on.
It sounds so droopy. That's what his music sounds like to me. Droopy. It's just droopy. That's droopy music.
that's why it's funny. But I do think of, Jake Taylor getting back together with Renee Russo. whatever
Yeah,
her
but they
name
weren't
was.
playing that part
No,
when he
they weren't, but
uses
it's
his
in the
cleats.
same movie.
It is, but when he uses the cleats to get the skirt off, which is genius.
I don't think he was doing that because he was playing some Randy
It's
Newman.
a surprisingly racy baseball movie. I
Oh,
mean,
it's
you've got
very
Suzanne
racy.
Dorn, you've got
Oh,
Rachel
yeah.
Phelps.
Yeah. Love Suzanne Dorn, too.
Burn on, big river.
Such a bad. Also, the intro of that movie is like 15 minutes
Oh my
long,
God,
and it just
yeah.
drags on with Randy Newman drooping all over the place. All right, that's yours. I don't have one because I wouldn't be caught dead. Please try it. Somebody, please, out there, please try it.
I was on top of the world, living high, right in my pocket.
I want to die.
I mean, if you really,
What would a woman
if you
do?
want to go very literal, you've got a friend in me kind of works.
You're gonna see.
Wouldn't it be you got a friend in you?
You got a friend in me.
I've got a friend in me.
Just remember what your old pal said.
God.
You're gonna see it's our destiny. You got a friend in me.
Eric says, "What's it such a music snob?" Because I don't want to make love to my wife listening to Randy Newman.
That makes you a
That makes me a snob.
Well, I don't want no short.
Yeah, true.
Just every song. that you would play? Does he have any sexy songs at all? Isn't there a Wicked Game in his catalog anywhere? A Fade Into You or something? What is the sexiest
Randy Newman song? I'm just curious. The sexiest Randy Newman song is subjective. Many would consider "You Can Leave Your Hat On" to be his most sensual.
That song is horrible. Play some if you can.
You can leave. I don't know if I know this.
You
one.
know
you
it.
can leave your hat on.
Yes. Now he did a lot of sound.
Is that him? Oh yeah, that is.
He did a lot of soundtracks.
Oh yeah.
I'd prefer Kenny Loggins. If I had to pick a soundtrack master, I'm taking him over.
I agree.
Randy, play him. You got Danger Zone,
Caddyshack.
You got
I'm all right.
All right. You got Footloose.
Yeah,
fantastic.
He's the king.
I can get down to
Over there, turn on the light. Know all the lights.
All the lights.
Come back here. Stand on this chair. That's right.
He always sounds like he's drunk. I don't think he is.
You can leave your hat on. I loved that meme so much. So much that I had to turn it into a radio segment. Oh no. That's the number one that I wouldn't.
I used to like that song, but
because you're born there.
Well, yeah, and I had family there. But when the Dodgers play it after beating the Padres, it kind of gives me a pit in my stomach now. So
I hate it.
Play it after beating anybody, but
Century Boulevard.
We love it.
Santa Monica Boulevard.
We love it. Did at some point he sang normal? Like
did he?
I'm asking.
I don't
Like,
know.
and he was like, this isn't. It's not cutting through. So I need to sound
like if he and Michael McDonald had a conversation.
Yeah, I don't like. I think.
Hey there, Randy. How are you?
Yeah, no, real. Not a set of
The duet we didn't know we needed.
Those two. It's instant turn off the radio. Instant. I'm sorry to all the Michael McDonald, Randy Newman enjoyers. Who likes Randy Newman? Who was like, yes.
Big river.
River. Droopy dog. Anyway, well, you can have your own guess as to who, or your own pick for that. I'd give somebody $500 to wear Meta glasses and just try it at home. Literally $500 coming in. I need instant reaction.
That's the playlist.
Yeah, that's it. She's like, "Are you you're joking?" I mean, I have to be so drunk. I wouldn't know what I was doing. I couldn't. There's no way I'd be able to perform. There's no chance. There is no chance I'd be able to perform. He would be in my head for sure.
God, it's so good.
Loved it.
Purple says he has good salad dressing. Now that's Paul Newman.
That's Paul Newman, dude.
Paul Newman.
Come on. Randy Newman salad dressing. Balsamic. So good. Thousand Island. Rand.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for indulging me.
All right. Speaking of music, does anyone want to play Take on Woods? Getting late in the month. Chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas to see Sammy Hagar. 2-night stay.
Now, big
real.
833-288-0973. You can be our contestant. 833-288-0973. We'll play our game coming up next after a check of traffic, probably a long check of traffic with Kelly Danick here on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, tell you about sdfatloss.com, as Wood said. Still have a firm buttocks thanks to the weight I lost. Definitely part of it. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days. Did that 2.5 years ago, and I've kept all the weight off because sdfatloss.com is a sustainable weight loss strategy for good health, good lifestyle. You don't require any injections or surgery or even exercise to lose the weight. They teach you how to eat, when to eat, and you do it with real foods from the grocery store. I ate a lot of chicken, steak, vegetables while I was losing the weight. It really was doable. I love food. It's always been my downfall when it comes to trying to lose weight. I just love food too much, but I love being able to pick what I was eating and not relying on prepackaged bars or shakes or meals because they don't have those at sdfatloss.com. You can find out how the program can work for you by setting up a free consultation today at sdfatloss.com. And if you sign up for the program now, you can take advantage of their huge holiday sale and get over $400 off their lowest prices of the entire year now through December 31st. If that's not reason to act, I don't know what is. If it is, how about your health? Your life, I feel so much better. You can feel the same way. Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. You could be next. Go to sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary, Randy.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey, player, this is all yours. This
An interesting question I want to bring up coming up here at the bottom of the hour. I don't know if we
Is it about Randy Newman?
It's not about Randy Newman.
All right.
Enough with the Randy Newman.
Okay.
No, it was the story about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Yes.
Which, they denied that they were out, vomiting late at night in Las Vegas.
Somebody said they saw him they saw CeeDee Lamb vomiting at 7:30 a.m. on the day of the game.
But the actual story, at least that's been reported, is that they both were benched at the start of the game due to missing curfew.
Correct.
And I just wondered, asked the question, I want to know what you and Tier 1s think about it. Should professional athletes, adults, have a curfew that they must abide by?
Man, that's a good one.
Or
dude.
if you can stay out until 2 a.m. or whenever and still perform at the level that you're expected to perform at, then do what you want to do. And then if you don't, then the consequences are on you as a professional athlete. Like, hey, you played terrible. Maybe you should think about not being out so late. But is it okay for coaches in a pro sports environment to tell a team, you cannot be out after 10, and if we catch you out of bed at 10:45, there's going to be hell to pay?
I don't know how I feel about it. I need to think about it. I really need to think about it.
We'll talk about it at the bottom of the hour.
How athletes feel about it.
I don't know. I'm curious. But first, we got time for a little game of Take on Woods. Let's get started. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and let's go. Line 2. Is this Lisa?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Lisa. Would you like to play Take on Woods?
I'll try. Let's go for it.
All right, let's do it. If you can beat or tie Woods in our 5-question musical trivia challenge, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing at the end of the month. It is a trip for 2 to Las Vegas to the Park MGM, 2 nights, $100 gas card, and tickets to see Sammy Hagar on March 20th at Dolby Live at Park MGM. You can get your own tickets to Sammy's residency by going to Ticketmaster.com. To give you the advantage here, Lisa, we will let you pick the category. Here are your choices. We still have Bye Bye Bye, 5 song titles and artists that are blank by blank. We have Sweet Tooth, 5 2-second songs that include the word sweet. And our new category today is Guns A-Blazing, 5 song titles and artists that include the word gun or guns. So Bye Bye Bye, Sweet Tooth, or Guns A-Blazing. Lisa, what would you like to play?
I'm going to try Sweet Tooth.
Sweet Tooth. All right. We got a lot of music today. 5 2-second songs that all include the word sweet. Now, remember, to score points, you need to give me both the song title and the artist, up to 5 of them. If you don't know an answer, you can pass on it. We will come back to it if there is time at the end of the 60 seconds. You go first, Woods goes second, and then we'll compare scores. Paul, you got the file open?
I'm ready.
All right. Sweet Tooth is the category, Lisa. You have 60 seconds on the clock. Your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Bye.
Alabama?
Incorrect. Let's go to song number 2.
Bittersweet Symphony. Oh my gosh. Oasis? No.
You're so good at the titles. No, incorrect. Song number 3.
Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith.
Correct. Song number 4.
Sweet Caroline, Neil Diamond.
Correct. Song number 5.
It's ELO.
It is.
I don't know. Sweet. Girl. I don't know.
I know what Woods would say. Running out of time. Oh, it's Sweet Talking Woman by Electric Light Orchestra. Yeah, the Bittersweet Symphony was the Verve. Sweet Home Alabama, of course, was Leonard Skinnard. Don't think it's giving enough. You can hang on the line. 2 is your score. I think Woods is going to knock this one out of the park. Maybe ELO trips him up also. We'll see. All right, Woods, we got all 2-second songs for you. Lisa's score is locked in. Put 60 seconds back on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Lisa.
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner.
Correct. Song number 2.
Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve.
Correct. Song number 3.
Sweet Emotion by Aerosmith.
Correct. Song number 4.
Sweet Caroline by Neil Diamond.
Correct. Song number 5.
It's the Beatles, isn't it? Is it the Beatles? Sweet Taint.
Oh, I knew that's what you'd say.
We knew that.
Lisa
one.
at least got the artist correct. You didn't.
Was
get
it not the
artist.
Beatles?
No, that's a ELO.
Oh,
Sweet Talking Woman.
I like that
But
song.
4-2, Woods pulls out the victory in the category Sweet Tooth today.
I even shortened them.
I know
I knew.
he was making it real short for you. No one.
I would have gotten it.
It's crazy that you would have.
Yeah, I would have gotten that one too. Yep, would have gotten that one too. No problem.
We may have to do
that one
we
too.
may have to do
Another handicap for me.
like
Okay,
one third of a second songs for Woods at some point.
2
Maybe
seconds
for
for
the
them.
extravaganza game, we will do the
Oh.
absolute shortest of notes.
I would crush that one.
Would you?
Yeah. Oh, easy. I would get that one. No problem.
That's crazy. Let's do that game. Let's do that game on the extravaganza.
If you have any more, I'm just trying.
We'll come up with a list of like 10 songs we will play.
Like the smallest,
the absolute shortest possible amount that could even potentially be recognizable.
Jack White can do it with the Beatles, 100% of them, and they play him like a hair of the song, and he's like Eleanor Rigby. Like it's unbelievable how good he is. There's bands I could do it with. All music would be tough, but there's bands like no problem.
Now I won't do impossible ones.
Right.
I'll do ones that I think you can get, but really, really short.
Here's what we'll do. We'll call it Name That Tune.
You can name that tune in one note.
One note.
I did watch that game show when I was growing up.
I
Did
actually
you ever
didn't.
watch it?
No, I didn't watch
So
that.
there was always like a trivia question that went with it. So sometimes people would think I can get it without the music,
Yeah.
and they bid it down to one note. If you've never seen the game, yeah, it was head to head, and they'd ask a question about a song, and it would be kind of maybe I have an idea of what it might be, and then they'd say I can name that tune in 12 notes, and they had a guy on the piano who
Would play it.
would then play
Wow.
12 notes of the song, and then you could try to identify what song it was, but they'd bid down. Like the other guys, well, I can name that tune in 7 notes. Well, I can name that tune in 4 notes.
It's been rebooted. There's some.
Is there a new
show.
one out
Yeah.
now? Yeah. So that's how it always works.
There's a radio station that I listened to growing up in Seattle. They played a game called Whose Rear End Is It? And
Whose
it was
Rear
the
End?
final note
Ooh.
of popular song. Like you knew the song, but could you identify it
Final
by the
note is
very last
way
note?
different.
I was like, that was tough.
That's a good bit. It's a really good bit.
A lot of
Take on
songs just kind of fade out though.
take on Ben's rear end. I took it on earlier in the
You did.
bathroom.
You
Gave
did.
it a little squeeze.
All right, let's take time out. Curfews in professional sports. What do you think?
I'm like ravaging myself, like my brain over this.
I know what I think. We'll come back next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan. First, before the weekend hits, if you have not yet set up your estate documents, your trust or will for your family, and you've got kids, you get a problem, as we like to say here, because if you pass away and you have not,
You got a problem.
Yeah, if you've not said like a legal guardian for your children, the state will decide who gets your kids, not your like brother or sister. Like your sister could go, I will happily take them. The state still gets to decide, even if you have not put that down in a will. Can you believe that?
I cannot
I know.
believe that. And with
I don't have a
Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving holiday right around the corner, your family's going to be all together. Look, it doesn't have to be awkward. This is business, right? It's just business. You have to take care of business and go, talk to your family about it maybe over the holidays while you're all together. If there's
You can make it awkward.
you
around
could
the
make it
Thanksgiving
awkward.
table for
so,
sure.
Dad, let's hash this out now, right? No, it's very simple. Just have your loved ones or yourself go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out. You'll get 20% off your trust or will.
It's already affordable. No lawyer's office necessary. It's also pretty fast. Answer some questions less than an hour. Go to trustandwill.com. Use code radio20 at checkout at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Did you say today is another one of those off-season deadlines in Major League Baseball?
I thought so.
The non-tender deadline, which is the date by which you have to offer your non-free agent contracted players a contract for next season. So
you
guys
offer
who are
the non-tender players.
So the first 6 years of service, guys who are arbitration eligible or in their first couple of years, you do have to offer them a contract for next year. For young guys, it can be a minimum deal. For guys with a couple of years experience, it might be $1 million or $2 million. Or you can non-tender them and let them go and become free agents on their own.
So here we go. Is today the 21st?
Today is the 21st.
This evening, teams around baseball will need to decide whether to offer contracts to their arbitration and pre-arb level players. Those who are non-tendered will head directly into free agency without being placed on waivers. So yeah, there's a bunch of players.
Padres really have no, other than one. There's only one candidate, even I would think possible, to get non-tendered by the Padres. And
non-tendered means they are offered.
They're not offered. They're not offered a contract.
Non-tendered,
and they were not. They don't tender a contract to them, and they become free agents
because they're not tender.
The only one that I would think would be Luis Camposano. Is the question. He'd probably have to be offered about $1 million. That seems like
can't be. Yep,
I don't think that they would just let him go. I feel like there would be enough interest. He had a big enough season in the minor leagues last year.
He did.
That if you didn't want him, you could still tender him a contract and then trade him.
JP Sears.
Why would you? He's one of your 5 best starting pitchers right now. You're not going to non-tender him.
Jason Adam.
Well, they say he could be ready by the start of spring training.
Why are you taking this so personally? I didn't make this list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I didn't write this. I'm just reading what this guy's
going to kick your ass.
Was a thought, if you thought Jason Adam wasn't going to be healthy until August or September, you might not want to pay him, almost $7 million. Yeah,
6.8 for him, 3.5 for Sears. Yeah, you have to tender a contract to JP Sears, and you don't have to tender one to Jason Adam. You don't have to.
If you did, though, and you didn't really want to pay him, you could still trade these guys, and I would think that both of them would have trade value. JP Sears is an established starting pitcher.
That we have
In
none
Major League
of,
Baseball.
right?
Yeah, Padres need. You may not like what you saw over 3 starts last year.
More than that.
You can't throw for the Padres. How many did he make?
It felt like 12 at
I don't,
least.
I don't, I don't, I don't think it was that many,
was.
because he went back down to the minors twice, I think.
Yeah.
You may not believe in him, but you're not throwing a guy away based on 3 starts.
No,
AJ
he traded. He
wasn't
wanted
a
him.
throw-in in the deal. He was the guy AJ originally
Wanted,
targeted, and then he added Mason Miller
Correct.
to the deal.
Mason
at the
Miller is
end.
actually the throw-in, which is
So
funny.
I see no possibility of them non-tendering JP Sears. I see no chance of them non-tendering Jason Adam, who's one of the best relievers in baseball and is trending toward being. He had his brace off. We saw him at the Craig Stammen news conference. He's trending. He thinks maybe even by opening day, if not soon after that. It's a bargain for one of the best relievers in baseball at 6.8. So you're not non-tendering either of those guys. Camposano's the only one that are you just wasting $1 million if you have no intention of playing him at all, leaving him in the minor leagues? You don't have to. You could let him go.
Well, you have.
But I think the danger is he then
you have 2 catchers.
And he's one of them.
And he's one of them. So for $1 million, I think you have to do it, and hope that he can get back into the semi-good graces of the manager, which he has not been in a while, in my opinion. David J in the chat says there's a couple guys at the back end of the 40-man who they decide they don't want on a big league deal.
Teams do. The Padres, though, do they not have? They don't have anyone like that. That, as far as I'm aware of, that's on a big league deal that they don't want to keep on their team right now.
Yeah, these were the only 3 listed on this guy's list.
Okay.
Don't shoot the messenger.
No, David, chime in on the chat if there's someone you think is going to be non-tendered that I'm missing today from the San Diego Padres.
I liked your topic here, though.
Okay,
I've reached out for some backup.
All
too.
right, so good.
Yeah.
All right, so the question is, after CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens were not suspended, but they were benched essentially for missing curfew in Las Vegas for the Dallas Cowboys.
Bench for a quarter or the series or
opening
what?
series?
Opening
I think
series?
it wasn't even that much.
Okay.
But should professional athletes even have curfews, or should it be up to them how they feel like they should live their lives and perform at their best?
And we're not talking missed a meeting or something the next day. We're talking just because they weren't late for the bus as far as we know, or they were there for the game. We're talking about just curfew the night before.
The rule was, in your hotel room by 10 o'clock, and they weren't, so they missed curfew. Now, college, absolutely. I have no problem with college coaches setting curfews, but do you have a problem with professional athletes getting curfews? We'll talk about it right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Lots of good times on our roads this morning, guys. Oh, look, another spin out southbound side of the 805 right before the 54. Vehicle facing the wrong way in the fast lane. Not far from that, another spin out west 54 right at the southbound 805 connector. Eastbound King Freeway near Euclid. There is a collision blocking the slow lane. Looks like fire crews are on scene helping out with that. Ocean View on-ramp to northbound 15, a collision. Now, some good news for North 15 travelers as you make your way into Mission Valley. They did get that stalled big rig out of middle lanes just before Friars Road. So, yeah, little good news there. Northbound side of the 15 past Mira Mesa Boulevard, clearing a crash into the center divide. Up ahead, an accident has cleared near Poway Road. Southbound Coastline Mission Avenue off-ramp still blocked with a collision. An important reminder about the upcoming holiday, whether it's a big road trip or just braving LA traffic to see the family for Thanksgiving. Make sure your car's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
David J. responded, said Mason McCoy-ish. I think he's not arbitration eligible, so he'd be like a minimum salary player, but you could non-tender him if you had no plans for him whatsoever. This hour on Ben & Woods brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables tomorrow and Sunday. Find sports cards, Pokemon memorabilia, and more. Visit sdcollectibles.com for info. That's sdcollectibles.com. My personal feeling is once you're a professional athlete, a curfew seems like that should be up to you, what time you think you should get to bed. plenty of athletes, I'm sure, would need to be in bed well before a 10 o'clock curfew. Like, I'm going to perform at my best. I want to be in my hotel room at 8 o'clock and asleep by 9 and get a great night's sleep. But if you feel like, you know what, I don't want to just be sitting and stewing in my hotel room all night, that's going to stress me out. I don't want to be, pondering the game tomorrow. I'd rather get out, get loose, stay out until midnight.
Loose?
I don't know. Whatever you want to do.
As loose as you want?
If you feel like that's your best pathway to, better performance, that's your responsibility and your decision. I don't think a coach really has any business setting a curfew for a professional athlete.
Can I make a distinction? I think football is different than baseball. I do. I feel like in football, guys, we've got 17 of these. If you guys can't get it together and you don't need to be out raging the night before a game, I maybe don't mind the curfew in the NFL. Hey, we're in Vegas. There's a lot of trappings everywhere. There's trappings in Green Bay.
Certainly think a coach would be irresponsible if they didn't address their team. Hey, guys,
Yep.
I know there's a lot of distractions here. Let's make sure we're, at our best for tomorrow. But of course, it's up to you how you feel like, you want to tackle this on our road trip. But we're going to need you all at your very best for tomorrow's game. So keep that in mind. Don't get in any trouble tonight, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, you address your team, you talk about it. But an actual by a certain tick of the clock curfew that knocking on the doors and making sure
with the Turk
your
knocking on the
players
door
are in their rooms
yep.
at the right time, I think is a little much for a pro athlete.
Yeah, maybe. I think you're probably right. And I would not want, me, I don't want to be told what to do. Like, you got to be in bed by 10. I'll be asleep by 7, but you didn't tell me. Now I'm going to be out till midnight. Like, that's how I work. If you had not said anything to me, I'm going to bed at 7 o'clock. And now that you told me, I'm staying out till midnight. Right. So, I think what time did they say what time their curfew was?
10.
It was
what
really
I think
10.
I saw. Yeah.
That's a grown ass man,
I know.
dude. That's a grown ass man at 10 o'clock. Like, you could feasibly at 10 in Vegas go out and get a delicious meal anywhere you wanted. You have a couple drinks. You can be back at your room by midnight. Now, the reports, I guess, of them being out at a hotel casino till 7:30 the next morning, that's tough. That being said, there are athletes that absolutely thrive like that. I think Mickey Mantle was one. Like, I don't think Mickey Mantle would have been as good as he says. He's like, I probably could have been better if I was in bed by 9, but I don't think he's Mickey Mantle then. You know what I mean? Like, he needed to be out till 4 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever demons he had, Benny, that hung over like, oh, now I really have to focus because I'm not feeling well. I couldn't live that way. I couldn't perform that way. I did text our buddy Skip Schumacher, manager of the Texas Rangers. I said, do you have a curfew for your players? And did you ever play under a curfew? And he wrote me right back in beautiful fashion. He's a beautiful man. He said, never. Minor leagues? Yes. Not in the show. LaRusso was out later than us half the time. Which is great. I think baseball, man, like, hey, if you need to go out and howl at the moon one night, I think you had such a long, grindy season, so much travel. I do think with football, like, football is different. I feel like, hey, man, we got 17 of these. Can we make sure we're at our best?
I see your argument, especially with the limited number of games.
Yeah.
And if you are truly like pretty lenient the rest of the time, like, hey, during the week, you need to go out here and there, do what you need to do, but just game night, please be in your hotel room by 10 o'clock before a game because we have so few of these. I can see your argument at least. I still feel ultimately
that they're professionals.
The marketplace will determine. Every player, I would think, wants to maximize their career and maximize how much that money they make. And if they are making their bad choices that lead to bad performances, they'll be kicked out. They'll find their own way out of the game. And maybe you're just trying to help them, I guess. Your feeling is like, hey, I want these guys to do their best and don't want them to make choices they're going to regret later. So I'm not going to even let them make those choices that they may regret later in their life.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's guys on that team that absolutely hate it. And I'm sure there's guys on the team that do not care. That just don't care. Yeah, no problem. No problem for me. I'll eat in my room, go through my playbook, whatever it may be. Night before a huge game on Monday Night Football. Yeah, no problem, Coach.
I'd hope that there is at least, it seemed like there's some reasonableness there. Yes, they were benched. If they were really out until 7:30.
If they were,
then getting benched.
I think they both had really good games too, but it was the Raiders. But this is a
like
good quote. I like this. Sean says, a wise man once said, a great day begins the night before.
But if you went out for dinner at 8:30 and like it took a while for the check to get there, and like I got back at 10:07, don't want to get a big fine or anything for a player like that. It wasn't doing anything wrong, and just life happens.
But it is true too, where you basically can say like, hey man, if they screw up, right? And I don't even know that a curfew should be in the NFL. You guys, this is my speech. You guys are professionals. You're professionals. You're expected to be professionals. You're expected to act like professionals. And if you don't perform like professionals, you won't be here. So, enjoy yourself. Do what you feel you need to do. It doesn't matter. It's like I always say, oh, he stole third. If you try to steal third base, man, and, less than 2 outs or whatever, and you make the last out, like you can steal third base. You can swing 3-0. I don't care that you did. I'm not going to tell you not to, but you better make it. You better get a hit. Do what you want to do, but you better come through.
I agree.
You want to
with
steal
that.
third? Go ahead.
I don't know what Mike Schilt said to Ramon Laureano after he missed the bunt sign and won the game.
Right.
I hope it was a good job. Nice work.
Oh, like, hey man, you missed the sign. I don't care. Great job winning us that baseball game. Yeah, great job.
And if you were out until 3 a.m., but you went out and caught 8 passes for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns, like
I don't care.
Great job, man. I don't care at all.
The only thing I would do is I would warn a young player if I was the coach. Hey man, you can't keep this lifestyle up. It's not sustainable. But I'm glad you had a good game. Just something to think about moving forward. But I am kind of the opinion, too, let the pros be pros.
All guests on Bennett Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. Since 2010, visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Lots to get to in our final hour. Biggest fan announcement, Reindl Report, Super Sexy Saturday Stinkfist College football schedule, and a major show announcement coming up at 9:35 that I believe many Tier 1s will want to be around for. Stay tuned for all of that coming up.
It's a big one.
On a Friday with Bennett Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Didn't mean to create any consternation among the tier ones with my tease of the big show announcement. Let me just say,
you held them through the whole.
I know, and now I'm going to hold them for another 30 minutes.
Oh my God!
I will tell everybody, it's not bad news.
No, it's
We're
great
not
news.
going away. It's only
We did
positive.
not-
It's fully optional as well.
We did
So
not re-up either, though.
Don't worry about anything with this.
Well,
announcement.
I mean, it is the last year of our deal.
No, I'm trying to ease stresses around the holiday
And
season.
Woods is
here.
trying to increase
Nothing to
our
stress. It's
boss's
nothing.
stress.
It's nothing to stress about.
I mean,
Our bosses already know this announcement. This is not.
No, they know this.
They
one.
know this.
Do they
one.
know that 26 is the last year of our contract?
I don't know about that.
Walk year.
This
Walk
announcement, they're well aware of.
Okay.
And
Because you said we're not going anywhere.
On
I said, well, we
board.
may be after next year.
we may be going somewhere after our announcement. ...
Oh, yes.
That's your only hint that I'm giving you until 9:30 when we let you know. First, though, to start our 9 o'clock hour, last time this week, we have a biggest fan name for you. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 and qualify for our grand prize night in the Odyssey Suite at a Padres game at Petco Park next season for you and 20 friends, the entire fan staff catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine.
Klug has not said one word today. He hasn't really texted us. He's in the chat and he just sends the eye roll emoji. He hates this time of life when Ben and Wood's contract every 3 years. It just makes him insane.
Because a 3-year contract, we start getting the wheels moving about a year and a half in. Be like,
Oh,
hey, I mean,
yeah.
we're on the back half of this.
We're on the usually.
And right now,
we haven't. Nobody's approached us with any sort of offer or anything. So we're in the same boat as AJ Preller, right? In the lame duck morning show.
Yeah.
In fact, I think our contracts are concurrent with AJ
They are.
Preller's, right?
Can you get our best effort on a 1-year deal? Are you going to get our best effort every day, knowing, hey man, the axe could fall at the end of
Isn't
next
the
year?
idea though that you do get the best effort from a guy who knows they're going to be a free agent?
Yeah,
you're going to get the absolute
in
best.
Moneyball. A 1-year contract is the same thing to a manager as it does to a player. There's not a lot of trust there.
There's not a lot of trust there.
I think it fits for radio hosts as well.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But maybe we want to gamble on ourselves, as some guys do. Take the 1-year deal,
Yeah.
and hit free agent.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Anyway, before we do anything else, time for the biggest fan announcement. Today's biggest fan is Ashley Garcia Sandoval from San Diego. Ashley, you've got 10 minutes to call us 833-288-0973. Anybody else, you can still enter your name at 973thefan.com/biggest fan. All right, let's get to a Reindl report here before everything else we got to do this hour. And to get things started here, our edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul. All right.
The stories from the world of sports that we haven't to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And one story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need help.
That was good.
Can I get a
All right. We're having some issues.